cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impacts with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour Optic Yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comforts of his own front room. You could say the ITF aced it.
Good morning, it's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne alongside former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So it was all about the FA Cup yesterday. Manchester City once again this season do the business over Eddie Howe and Newcastle.
Here's Mamouche, first time shot, brilliant goal. Omar Mamouche has probably won this cup tie for Manchester City.
We'll have more from all the FA Cup action, including Chelsea needing extra time to see off Championship side Wrexham in a cracker.
João Pedro rolls it home. Chelsea have the final word and they are into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup by the skin of their teeth.
And we'll chat about Scotland as well. They are in about the Six Nations title mix after winning a 90-point thriller against France. Was this the biggest result of Gregor Townsend's time in charge?
Winning away from home in Paris or Wales or beating England for the first time for a number of years, so they maybe have more significance. This is very significant, but just now it's round 4 and it gives us a chance to be in round 5.
Absolutely unbelievable performance from Scotland. And what next for Steve Borthwick and England following their first ever defeat to Italy? Lots to get into this morning on the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Hello there.
Oh, yeah, Shebahn.
You got a spare brush? I've forgot my brush.
No, I haven't, no.
I'd love it if you whipped out a comb. Yes, I do actually. You know, some people keep one in their pocket.
Yeah, no.
Not you.
It's weird because as most men get older, our hair gets very, very fine.
Yeah.
It starts wavy hair. Waves goodbye as you get a bit older. Do you know what? Yesterday, what a day of sport, eh?
I know.
Just what? There's a word in the newspaper today, and I thought that's the word of the day: smithereens.
Oh.
The rugby, obviously Six Nations, was blown to smithereens yesterday by Scotland's win.
Yeah.
And I thought I haven't heard that word for years.
Smithereens.
Yeah. But a great day for sport. There was some heroic performances, not only in rugby but in football. Wrexham, what happened there against Chelsea, and they took it to extra time and down to 10 men, kept going. Mansfield battled away against Arsenal. Young lad, Max Dowman plays 16. They had two 16-year-olds in their lineup yesterday, Chelsea. Arsenal.
Yeah. Arsenal are the best at that, aren't they? Just completely providing young talent from the academy.
Yeah, well, I
always pushing them forward. It's brilliant.
They do it really well, Shebahn, and I was lucky enough because the great Liam Brady worked at the academy for a number of years at Arsenal, so he'd worked with a lot of younger generation players that came through, and it was a conveyor belt of a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't find their playing career at Arsenal; they move on elsewhere.
How old were you when you got your first senior appearance for club?
19.
Which is
19,
so
19
young, right?
professional, yeah.
Imagine being 19 in this day and age.
Yeah, well, now I thought I was really young. So when I see 16-year-olds, I'm like, wow, there's so much for them to learn. And then you see someone like Dowman come in, like we saw Yamel with Barcelona and Spain. And don't get me wrong, there's been others in the past. Rooney was like that. They was, well ahead of his time. But when you do see it, it's special because it's so young. To see two 16-year-olds on the pitch at Mansfield.
And do you think that's the right decision to do?
If they're good enough,
age
yeah,
16?
and learn. Yeah, absolutely, Shebahn. Give them an opportunity. That's why I'm a big fan of loans. You have these lads who they might not quite be ready, but send them out on loan somewhere. They learn again, or they drop down. They find out they need their tools to battle and learn. The obvious one is Harry Kane, but there's many Harry Kanes who have been sent here, there, and everywhere. Beckham did it. And others, many did it.
Yeah, I mean, you do enjoy it in the FA Cup as well. It's a good place to go and soak it all up. And the magic of the cup was certainly alive yesterday. You didn't have a game yesterday, but you did endure a dodgy Chinese. Didn't feel well.
No, I just had a Chinese, and I don't know if it's me, but I found Chinese, the standard of Chinese food, is not what it was. It just feels more stodgy to me. Is it me?
Maybe it's you because you're on your health kick.
Yeah, I've been very healthy, but I had a Chinese and I like a sweet and sour chicken and some egg fried rice, but I just don't have it nowhere near as much as I used to.
I will be honest with you, sweet and sour it's like the bottom of the list that I would order.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour makes me go, ugh. Cat's back. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I tend to have, because I just find it more healthy, and we were talking about this in the office, I tend to have Thai more often than not.
Thai's good.
Because coconut rice or sticky rice, I just find it feels like it's more, I don't know, just seeing so much in the foods.
What do you order from the Thai?
Well, I normally go for a Thai red curry.
Yeah, that's it. Prawn or chicken?
Prawn more often. Yeah.
And then sometimes you might get a dodgy prawn.
Yeah, well, I didn't really think of that, but...
You don't want that. See, when you eat prawns, do you like to have them all scooped out, or do you eat them with the...
No, not with the shell. Well...
Not the shell, I mean the line through it of poo.
You're taking me to a new level, Shebahn.
Well, I was just wondering, because some people won't eat it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't really think about it.
You just eat it?
Yeah.
Good man. Oh, let's move on, shall we? We brought you 3 cracking cup ties on talkSPORT yesterday. Here's how the FA Cup 5th round sounded on talkSPORT.
Evans, 1-1. Mansfield Town back on level terms. Now Eza, right-footed, blasts it into the top right-hand corner, and Arsenal are back ahead. In towards more, and it in at the back post. It's 3-3. Bedlam in North Wales. The 10 men have done it against Chelsea in extra time. Oh, VAR's checking it for a potential offside, and the referee signals here that the goal is indeed ruled out. He shoots and seals it for Chelsea. João Pedro rolls it home. Chelsea have the final word, and they are into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup by the skin of their teeth.
Here's Mamouche, first time shot, brilliant goal. Omar Mamouche has probably won this cup tie for Manchester City, and it is Manchester City who make their way into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup.
Excellent day yesterday. It didn't go Mansfield's way, but fair play to them. Defeat against Arsenal ended 2-1. Wrexham had to be the game of the day. It ended up 4-2 to Wrexham. Crazy game as well, because Wrexham were 1-0 up and then were 2-1 up. Sorry, 4-2 to Chelsea, my bad. And then Chelsea equalised before the hosts went down to 10. Garnacho and Pedro netted in extra time. And then Newcastle defeated once again by Manchester City last night. Harvey Barnes gave Newcastle the lead. Savinho equalised before two absolute stunners from Omar Mamouche sent City through. But let's go to the racecourse yesterday. Cass, tie of the round so far. Wrexham, hats off to them.
Yeah, well, I sort of expected it. Sorry, Shebahn.
What have you dropped? Your marbles.
What I'd written down. I sort of expected a really tough challenge for the game because of the way Wrexham play. And, you know, they took it to Chelsea. Still think it was quite obvious the major issue for Chelsea is the heart of the defence, and it was no more, you know, the first goal that Wrexham scored. With Smith scoring and now he breaks through between the two centre-halves, they've got to do better there. You know, that's been a consistent theme of Chelsea this season through the heart of the defence, whether it is playing, whether it's Badiashile, whether it's been Chalobah or Toussaint, whoever's come in, they've not quite defended that position very, very well. And it was a ding-dong game. And look, the red cards made it so hard. And I got to say, it wasn't the greatest of challenges.
It was a red.
Yeah, I felt it was, yeah. It's just a little bit too reckless. And normally I'm very against, as you know, red cards, but it's a dangerous challenge.
Yeah, George Dobson sent off yesterday for Wrexham for that lunge on Alejandro Garnacho, who made it 3-2 in extra time. Wrexham boss Phil Parkinson said he was proud of his team's performance.
Yeah, listen, we've got to be immensely pleased with the performance tonight. In so many aspects of the display were good. The way we pressed, the structure, because it's not just about pressing, it's when to press, it's the communication. But some of the football we played as well, I thought was really good. And I stressed in the press conference and to the lads yesterday, you know, we weren't coming into this game just to stop Chelsea. We were coming into it to play ourselves. And we've gone toe-to-toe. We really have. I felt second half we were going to win the game. I could feel it. I really was very confident on the touchline. And moments have gone against us tonight. And it's our first taste of VAR here at the racecourse. And, it takes a bit of getting used to, because those decisions will be, certainly the send-off, I think, will be a big talking point.
Yeah, I think Phil's called it perfectly there. He's talked about the decisions and what had happened during the game, big moments. And, yeah, look, they 1-0 up, pegged back 1-1. Go 2-1 up, get pegged back 2-2. And I've got to say, the second goal, which is so often the lad Doyle who scored, it was a deflection from a shot. And them goals are quite clever goals, because you know if you just divert the ball as it's coming to you, that it beats any goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper's going one way. And if you get a slight deflection on it, it gets diverted into the bottom corner. And I thought they just absolutely matched Chelsea in every way, shape and form. And to be fair, they must, be proud of what they've done this year in the Championship and in the Cup.
Well, they've got a lot going on. I mean, they're on a push for a fourth successive promotion up to the top flight. That's all positive in terms of the performance they put on yesterday, if they can continue that now on in.
Well, they've done an incredible job season by season. Everybody they've brought in, the levels they've got to, and we touched on it yesterday, better quality, a better, bigger squad, and they've just added. And you see them now, and they're 6th in the Championship and going to have a real chance of being in the playoffs. So, yeah, and Phil Parkinson's done an amazing job. There's no doubt about that.
So good. Coming up for you next for these two, Wrexham take on Hull at the racecourse on Tuesday. Chelsea travel to PSG on Wednesday. All updated for you here on talkSPORT. A reminder of what's coming up for you today in the FA Cup. Fulham take on Southampton, 12 o'clock over on talkSPORT 2. Port Vale Sunderland is at 1:30 here on talkSPORT. Leeds Norwich 4:30, also here on talkSPORT with our Adrian Durham. And one game for you tomorrow night, West Ham take on Brentford at 8 o'clock. Coming up for you next, we'll get into Manchester City's win at St James's Park as Newcastle's Champions League game against Barcelona now season defining for Eddie Howe. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Good morning.
Let's go to Lauren, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Lauren?
Lauren?
Oh, hi, Jamie. Sorry, it's actually Laura, the Arsenal fan.
All right, Laura.
Hi, how are you, boys?
Yeah, we're good. How are you? You feeling good?
Up the Chelsea.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I've just come fresh off the back of presenting the Arsenal game on TNT and just, to be honest, really enjoyed it, Jay.
Oh, it's Woodsy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Jamie!
Woodsy, you've done it.
What's happening?
Woodsy, why is it taking you so long to phone us up?
Do you know what? I've been revelling in a brilliant season and I've just been enjoying myself.
You know what? It's bad if Woodsy's phoning us up. It's bad.
About you,
Hold on. Where have you been when you've been bottling it, Woodsy? What's happened? All of a sudden you go 7 points clear and you phone us.
Jamie, I had to scroll down my phone. It took about 5 minutes to find you on the table.
Oh, Woodsy, it's a
scrolling.
Spurs ain't even played, and it's the worst night for us ever. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't even want to answer questions. I just want to ask you how you're feeling.
I'm feeling.
Woodsy, take the floor.
Woodsy.
I'll sit back and enjoy it. All right, take the
Woodsy,
floor.
I feel sick. I feel sick as a dog right now. Honestly.
How awful is it? How bad on a scale of like 1 to Spurs is it right now?
I can't believe I'm getting stick off Woodsy.
Woodsy, can I ask you,
talkSPORT.
Woodsy, can I ask you a question? Woodsy, do you want
Yeah.
Spurs to get relegated?
If I had a choice of which one, is that what you're asking me?
Woodsy, answer whatever way you want, right? Do you want Spurs to get relegated?
No, I absolutely don't want Spurs to get relegated because I want to enjoy more North London derby pummeling for years to come. For years to come.
That'll get you up my Saturday night, Cass.
Yeah. Well, not much gets me up, but yeah, I mean, another wonderful voice. She has, hasn't she? She's got Whitney's voice.
Oh, does anybody? Well, yes, people do get close, but her voice, sensational. Especially the slow ballads. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, you could just pretend to be her.
Yeah, an amazing voice.
Yeah.
All over the decades, there's different type of people coming with, amazing voices.
Yeah.
It's just, it's lovely to hear.
Yeah.
I let people who sing, when I'm at people, I let people who can sing. I just stand at the back and applaud them and go, well done. Great.
But we all know that one person who thinks they can sing like that.
Oh, no, I'd never.
No, not you.
No.
See, I like to think I can do that.
I'm not surprised.
I remember being in New York City when Whitney Houston passed away.
Right.
And she's from New York. I remember all the You remember where you were when that happened.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. What an icon. Reason we're playing Whitney Houston, by the way, you can get your suggestions in for big women artists of all time, because it's International Women's Day today. 8th of March celebrates the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women, while looking for gender equality as well. And the theme this year, Cass, is Give to Gain.
Right.
So myself, Emily Ward, who's our weekend editor here at talkSPORT, Angelina Kelly, and Adrian Dunham all sat down. We did a roundtable discussion last week about helping others trying to get into the industry, about some advice that we would try and give or maybe help people along the way, and just the
sports media industry.
Just the changes that we've seen along the way and what things look like now. And
well, it's
Adrian's seen it all, you know.
Yeah, well, I have as well. I've been involved in media for 25 years and seen the evolution and the amount of women that come in and do really great, valid jobs, and they enjoy it, and there's opportunities, and I've said to you off air before, but my boys laugh because they said, Dad, you're always working with women. And like, not meaning in a bad way. I mean, it's like, why do you? Because obviously I've worked with you.
It's in your contract. He requests it. Mr. Married 3 times.
Yeah. Well, no, women have been the theme of my life because I'm very close to my mum and my sister. And I then think of work when I first done hairdressing, and I was literally around women everywhere in hairdressing. Yeah. That was, great fun. And then as I've gone. Obviously, I've worked with people like Alison Rudd. Then I've worked with Natalie, yourself, Georgie Bingham, and many others. And so I've always worked with women, and I've actually loved it. Yeah. I've actually had a great time and learned a lot as well.
I think you genuinely are. You know when the whole saying is you're a girl's girl? I think you're a girl's guy.
Oh, right, okay.
I feel that you have that about you. I can sit and share a lot.
No, women have had a massive influence in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. It's really weird because it's been well documented from my book, and I didn't have the greatest relationship with my dad, but my mum's and my sister's was always very, very strong. I've only had 2 we were actually talking about this last night with my sister because I popped round because a cousin came round to my sister's because my mum lives there now, and we were talking and sort of said it's like this has been what my sister was saying. We've only had 2 arguments all of our life.
Oh, wow.
Only 2.
That's great. Yeah.
And both of them have been quite, say arguments. They were more disagreements of difference of opinion, but they were no more than that. And it's never gone beyond that,
Yeah. And that's the thing with this industry. It's one of those things where people want men to be talking about men's sport. And you have your challenges with that. But I absolutely embrace when men talk about women's sport as well. It shouldn't be this much of a thing that it becomes,
There's too much thinking behind it. I always feel like it all comes down to talent.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's the talent, because there's many people, and I'm including men in this as well, who have got in the industry because they're very talented. And there's women that get in that are very talented. They do their homework, and yes, they haven't played the game, but there's loads of people in football that haven't played the game. I'm talking at the coaching end, who have been great coaches, who have not played the game at any decent level.
Give to Gain is the theme for International Women's Day. You can jump onto our website, talksport.com, or our YouTube channel to get this roundtable discussion for women and men. Everyone's welcome to come and watch it.
So why weren't I on this panel then?
Because you're not our kind of guy.
You've had Adrian Durham in front of me. I can't believe that.
Jump on and have a look, by the way. It's just if you've got a young one looking to get into the industry, might be something you enjoy to watch. Cass, I'll send you the link. Right. Let's look back on one of the FA Cup games then last night. Newcastle United took on Man City for the 5th time this season. And of course, it was live for you here in talkSPORT. Not to be for Newcastle once again. Omar Marmoush haunted them. Man City came from behind to reach the FA Cup quarter-finals. After the game, Pep responded to the media, who suggested they wrote them off after their draw midweek to Nottingham Forest.
I can read the comments after Nottingham Forest all about you, that everything is over. So, and the changes I did against Leverkusen was a disaster. How Rani Presunto is the manager, right? And today, why a brilliant decision I take. So do me a favor, take time. So important, only I want is players fit and behave like today, It's a final like it was, and and now Madrid, so only I can do.
Still in 4 competitions, Cass.
Yeah, and look, I mean, what the standout feature of the game was last night was Man City, so-called, well, they made about 10 changes yesterday, so-called second team. They're really not a second team in any shape or form, but that's not Pep. That's not going to be Pep's team against Real Madrid, right? So we'll know how many players will come in. Loads of them will come in. And I was watching the game and I was thinking, this Man City team, which happened a lot at football clubs in training sessions, if you play the first team against the second team, it can be pretty tight. It can be close matches. I don't think there's hardly any difference between that 11 yesterday. If they played against Man City's so-called first team, I'm not sure who would win.
Yeah.
Because there were some great performances. Obviously, Mamouche will...
That goal.
Just his ability on his right foot and just what a player he looks, by the way. But then you go, well, Shirky is in the first, probably the first team, will probably play in Madrid. And that's the common theme. I mean, Savinha, who again has not played a lot, but what a talent he can be. City have just got an 11 that are, whether it's the first 11 or the second 11, there's nothing to choose between them.
Yeah, I mean, outstanding talent. As for Newcastle, it's all in now in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Because they're mid-table, obviously, in the Premier League. They're now out of the other cup competitions. So this week could be a season-defining moment now for Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie has done this repeatedly and he's done it very well. He's sort of come back and bounced back after disappointing. And he'll look last night at that game and think, they were just too good for us. Second half.
Yeah. Newcastle fans, share your thoughts with us today. 03717 223344 is the number. How do you feel about midweek and what's this season looking like for you so far? Coming up next, is the quad still on? We'll discuss Arsenal's win against Mansfield.
You're going to see me fight with a lot of passion and ferocity. I think when you're boxing a taller guy who's okay with sneaking a little split decision win or whatever else, you have to go and get him. So I'm looking forward to putting it on the line.
He knows you, you know him. There's a fair bit of mutual respect, is there, Tony?
Definitely. He's a tough fighter. He's someone who never ducked, so I respect that.
I mean, have you had history together before, as in sparring together? I know you were in the
We never sport together. We went to the same Olympic Games, but we never sport. It was to the cruiserweight. It wasn't a cruiserweight.
Yeah. He picked up the bronze medal. You got the gold medal that year. Yeah. So it's an interesting time and an interesting clash. Did you ever think you was going to fight him?
I mean, when he went up to the heavyweight, of course, I was like, okay, maybe I can fight him, and especially because he's in the top 10, so that's a good opportunity.
How important is it getting home advantage as well? Because we was over at the Paris Olympics. You come up and done a piece for us for talkSPORT, actually, which was great. You brought your gold medal. I was hoping to see that today, by the way. But but you brought your gold medal, and it was fantastic. But they love you over there. You were sitting with the president at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's really great for me to have the opportunity to fight in Paris. I know Frank and George Warren been telling me that they want to build something great in France too. So yeah, let's do it. I'm really, really happy about the fact that I'm going to fight in front of my public.
I mean, winning a gold medal. What has the transition been like, Tony? Going from Olympic gold medalist to professional fighter?
It's really tough. It's really tough because it's not the same style of boxing.
Great shout from you. Great shout.
Blondie. Oh, yeah. Absolute legend. She was on my poster in my bedroom when I was a teenager.
Still is.
And when I just loved her two-tone hair. You know, she had the back was different colour from her front. And because I worked in hairdressing for, about two years, there was a girl that worked there who was an absolute carbon copy of Blondie. She was great fun, Michelle. And, yeah, it was one of the reasons why I stayed in hairdressing, because it was like, she always used to take me to these clubs, like the Camden, Camden Palais, or maybe, the Embassy Club, anyone who knows London, and just had great time.
You literally sound like the gay best friend.
Well, no, she took me to the Club
That's
Heaven.
exactly what you sound like.
No, the Club Heaven, which is under Charing Cross. It's a gay club, okay?
Oh, okay, cool.
Michelle said to me, do you want to come? I was about 18. I'd only just got to 18, and she went, why don't you come to the Heaven in Charing Cross? And she said it's a gay club, and I went, I'm not gay, I'm straight, Michelle. She went, oh, don't worry, you'll meet loads of women. And I met more women in that night, like just chatting and having fun, and and it was like an eye opener to me. It's like, what? I had a great laugh, I had great fun.
What's more fun, a gay club or a football dressing room?
Oh, they're pretty much on par. The football dressing room was some of it. I've always said Chelsea was hilarious, Millwall was hilarious. It just was, and different clubs. But once you settle in a dressing room, because there's a time thing, because there's like a badge of honour in the dressing room of how long you've been at the club, if you've been a long servant. And Marseille was incredible. I had a great time at all the clubs, really. Even if you don't play your best football, there's great lads there.
And the nightclubs as well. You had some good times there. Debbie Harry, Blondie, we were just looking her up. 80 years old.
I know. Blondie being 80, that shocks me.
Yeah. Oh, but so many tunes. International Women's Day. Get your tunes in for the best women in the business. Here's some of your headlines you're waking up to this morning. Haji Wright scored a 6-goal in 5 games as Cov beat Bristol City 2-1. They now lead the championship by 8 points. Roma striker Evan Ferguson will miss the Republic of Ireland's World Cup playoff after being ruled out for the rest of the season with an ankle injury. That's a massive blow, isn't it, Cass?
Yeah, it is. Look, Troy's come in. Troy Parrott's done unbelievably well for Ireland and has come on leaps and bounds. So, yeah, it's sad for Evan because he's battled injury, for the last couple of years now. He's just not been able to keep himself fit. So hopefully he can make a full recovery. But Troy Parrott, Ireland have been reliant on him, and he's served up and had a great season in with AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie.
Flying.
Yeah, been doing really well.
Flying. And Arsenal edged past League One Mansfield 2-1 to book their place in the FA Cup quarter-final yesterday. Live on talkSPORT. After the game, Gunners boss Mikel Arteta said he doesn't believe his side are as boring as people suggest.
Well, these are numbers. That's evidence. The attacking inputs that we have are extraordinary. I mean, you talk about 70 years in the history of football and the context of this league and the competition that we are playing for. But not only that, the amount of players, I think it's 19 players now that they have scored goals, which is unprecedented, I think. Well, that shows the quality and the desire of all the boys to contribute to everything that we do.
I'm joking. I'm joking, Mikel. You're good crack.
Well, I'll say one thing. If you watched the game yesterday and even if you watch the highlights, there's nothing boring about Max Dowman.
Yeah,
that kid's got a lot.
Yeah.
Look, Arsenal have been scrutinised a lot, haven't they, Shebahn, about their play. I do think that will be an evolution. I do think there will be a time where they grow into a team with even more flair. Whether that comes with success, because do you lose something if you put more gifted technical players? So that's a huge challenge.
Yeah. Even looking at that Mamouche goal last night for City, it's the first time I feel like in a long time you've kind of nearly got up off the seat. You know, whoa, you know, you want to see a bit more of that from Arsenal. But you're right, maybe winning will breed that confidence.
Yeah, and allow you to bring in a type of player with slightly something different.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think we'll go from the Arsenal way of playing to Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool or Pep Guardiola's, you know, his best Barcelona team or his best Bayern and City sides, because they've been extraordinary. But I do think there's more to come from Arsenal on a long-term basis of the type of player they'll bring to the club.
Well, we'll bring you the draw for the quarter-finals ahead of our commentary of the FA Cup fifth round tie of West Ham Brentford tomorrow night from 7 o'clock here on talkSPORT. Kickoff is at 8. Let's look back at the opening F1 race of the season over in Australia. George Russell took the checkered flag in the season opener Grand Prix. Teammate Kimi Antonelli came in second to secure a Mercedes 1-2 finish ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Our F1 reporter, talkSPORT's Tom Clayton, is now with us to give us a little bit more detail from Melbourne. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, good morning. I'm not too bad. A little bit tired. It's been a long evening, a long morning as well. But it's been good. I mean, it was a good race to kind of start off the season and the new era of Formula One.
Tom, I wanted to ask you, because I was listening to you on the way in and talking about just like the first race and the new dynamics with the teams, and you know, what are we going to see that's different this year from previous seasons?
Well, this is the thing. This is probably, and I'm not understating it, it's probably the biggest shakeup in a season rule book that we've ever seen in Formula One. The cars are completely different. The power units or engines are completely different as well. So whereas before, in the turbo hybrid era from 2014 up until last year, we were running, 80% normal engine, 20% electrical power. This year, it's more like 50-50. And the drivers are having to manage their energy an awful lot more. And it's proving a bit of a challenge. It's interesting to see how they're actually developing with it, to be honest, because it's a complete change of driving style. It's more about managing. It's more about how you get the car through a race. And it's not just a case of, right, okay, here is a car, put your foot down and go as fast as you possibly can. So it's much more tactical. It's much more interesting how they're having to approach these things. So no, I think a lot of people were very critical to start off with, and they were thinking this isn't going to be quite as good. But then having watched the race this morning, I think actually it's been quite good. It was quite entertaining. In the opening 7 laps of the race, there were the opening 10 laps of the race, there were 7 changes of leads. So, I think we're in for a really good year, actually.
Tom, is there any drivers that you think particularly it suits better, and you think they're a little bit more of an advantage because you're talking about the technical side of it?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's not just the drivers, it's also the teams. Mercedes are absolutely thrilled that the previous regulations have gone because they didn't particularly deal well with the so-called ground effect era, which were the new eras of aerodynamic rules from 2022 and onwards. They've come in with this new year. They've absolutely nailed the engine specs, so they're the most powerful engine on there. And I think when you talk about managing a car, there's very few drivers on the grid who are better than Mercedes' George Russell. And he proved that by winning the race today. It was a managing masterclass. He took one set of tyres, 41 laps, which is very, very impressive indeed. I think it suits Lewis Hamilton a bit better as well, to be honest, because he can be very technical as well. Yes, he's an out-and-out racer, but he's someone who can really get the most out of a car. So we saw that at the end. He crossed the line less than a second behind his teammate Charles Leclerc. So I think there's a real possibility that, he could be in the fight this year.
And what about Kim Kardashian? Was she there, Luke?
She didn't appear on the screens, but I think she might make an appearance at some point this season.
I should be thinking about more than just Kim, shouldn't I?
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. It's fine.
Probably shouldn't have said that out loud on the radio, but...
Look, it's International Women's Day. You can talk about women as much as you like.
You're dead right, Tom. Listen, it should be entertaining. Like we say, there was a lot more overtaken for the lead as well. That's something people want to see a lot more of moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing, what a lot of people were a bit fed up of with the last regulations. They were kind of built to be really fast and really powerful cars, but in actual fact, the racing wasn't all that great. So they've radically changed everything this year to change things up completely. And the way that they brought these rules in, because there is such a spread of different cars, sometimes you would expect everyone to just be really spread out and be like, oh, okay, this is kind of how it is. That's what happened in 2014, the last time we had a change of regulations like this. But what we actually saw is a lot of the cars are a lot closer together than we were expecting. And that just gave us action all day. I mean, Max Verstappen started the race in 20th and finished in 6th. So he had a great day to watch for him.
Well, get yourself a kip and we'll see you soon, Tom Clayton. Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
Tom.
Thank you.
All the best, Tom Clayton, our F1 reporter. Don't forget, more on our website, talkSPORT Driving YouTube channel, if you want to watch the content that we've got there. Okay, speaking of F1, it's time now for this.
Win a VIP trip to the British Grand Prix on talkSPORT.
Oh, outstanding. Sunday the 5th of July, you could be racing green trackside for the full experience there. You've got exclusive grandstand seats, inner track access, watching the drivers roll into the paddock. We've got the whole day sorted for you with a full bar, lovely food, completely taken care of. It's the ultimate British Grand Prix, completely on us. Here's how you can get involved. Text the word WIN to 83338. Texts are £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Call this number if you would rather, 0343 418 7260. The lines close on the 20th of March, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If we phone you, you have to answer for your chance to win. 18 plus, UK residents only. It's a network promotion with all of the terms and conditions on our website at talksport.com. Fancy a wee trip to the British Grand Prix? Sunday the 5th of July. Text the word WIN to 83338 now. And good luck. Coming up next, we'll get into today's back pages. Good morning. It's talkSPORT.
Today, can you beat today? You went to win. Hello, beating the Europa League champions. Honestly, the Europa League champions. The Europa League champions. Beyonce, chicken, chicken, kick, chicken, chicken, chicken. Can you beat chicken? You went to win. Hello, beat the big cockerel. Honestly, the big cockerel. Saves by the stadium. There's that shiny. Where is he? Can you beat that shiny? You went to win. Hello, beat the Morgan Gibbs white shiny. What happened to that one? Where's he gone? Can you beat Morgan's white? You went to win. Hello, beat to the Williams side of Big Edge. Big Edge. Do me a favour. Can you beat Big Edge? You went to win. Hello, beat Big Edge. AJ Tracy. Seven Sisters train station. Adele. 3-point lane. There is to do. Shebahn Aherne. You went to win. Hello, beating. King. Adele. King. Adele. King.
All right.
King. Adele. You went to win. Hello, beating.
Crestfallen.
Adele.
I'm crestfallen.
King. Adele.
Hello.
King. Adele.
Hello.
King. Adele.
Hello.
King. Adele.
Hello.
All right.
Adele.
Come on.
Adele.
Spurs. Hello. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? It's the worst Tottenham side I've ever seen in the Premier League. It's the worst team I've ever seen ever.
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT. It's the weekend breakfast at Shebahn Aherne and former Marseille striker Tony Cascarino. Here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. 9 o'clock Sunday edition with the Housewives' favourite Henry Winter alongside Sean Custis. No one calls them that, but they'll take it. 11 o'clock, the warm-up with Max Rushton and Barry Glendenning. And then at 12 o'clock over on talkSPORT 2, Fulham Southampton in the FA Cup 5th round. That should be a good game. 1:30, you've got a cracker here. FA Cup tie, Port Vale take on Sunderland. And then after the final cup tie of the day, Leeds Norwich at Ellen Road, kick off at 4:30, and then the full-time whistle goes. You can join Majestic and Alan Pardew here on the final word, taking all of your calls from 6:30. And then you've got Danny Kelly on the Trans Euro Express from 9 o'clock. All coming up for you here on talkSPORT. Keep across it on the talkSPORT app. If you want the news, swipe across to Talk or Times Radio. And if you fancy some tunes, there's always Virgin Radio. The legend Chris Evans on Virgin Radio Breakfast back tomorrow from 6:30. And it's time now for this.
Longing for company, oh Sam, nowhere.
I have some good women in my life as well, it's fair to say.
Yeah. Who's your favourite though? Remember who's in the studio?
Yeah, good question. Not you.
Good morning, good evening to Sophia down
Obviously, my darling wife, yes.
By the way, there's a strong woman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mince my words around Sophia.
Oh, do you know Sophia? I've not met Sophia.
No, not yet. You haven't. No, I met your wife for the first time on Thursday. Very nice to see you.
I met her on
Imagine
Thursday.
there's another.
She hardly spoke to me.
Another strong woman.
And no, Sophia, who, as you know from our wedding, Shebahn, is very much a woman who knows herself and is knows her ideas and has plans and goes ahead with those plans, and that's it. Fantastic.
Yeah. Fair
She's
play.
very inspiring. Inspires me every day. So
Oh,
International Women's Day.
cute.
And I will say, by the way, I watched your little panel yesterday. You and Emily and Angelina and Adrian, and it was brilliant.
Oh, good.
I would recommend anybody, and there's a lot of people listening to this morning, watching this morning, who are looking to get into sports journalism or radio broadcasting or broadcasting of any kind. Watch it, because although it's in celebration of International Women's Day, I think it affects everybody in terms of anyone can watch that or listen to that and think about how they get into the business, how they make a break into the business. And I think it's really inspiring. So well done.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. We didn't want it to be victimy or, whoa, women don't get this or this is all unfair. We wanted it to be, right, it's give to gain. That's the theme. So how can we try and help others? And, our male allies were there as well. And Adrian, do you know Adrian, when his first child was born, he left his job and his wife went back to work?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he's kind of been through all of the different situations. But listen, thank you for watching, Sam. We appreciate it. Cass, you should give it a go and try and get into the industry.
Right, okay.
You might have a career in it, Cass, one day. Who knows? Who knows? Now, there's loads in the papers this morning. Much focus, I have to say, on the rather bleak situation around the England rugby team. England hit historic low is in the Telegraph Sport. In the Mail on Sunday is a really damning piece by the legendary Sir Clive Woodward. England's first defeat by Italy has left me incredibly angry, he says. Steve Borthwick's side fully deserved to lose the game. The first thing to say is that everyone will now be looking at the players as the first target for criticism. My view is clear. It's not the fault of those who took to the field in Rome yesterday. England would never have won at the Stadio Olimpico, regardless of who was wearing white, because the biggest problem is not the personnel. It's how England are playing that's the issue. And let's be honest, it is now a huge, huge problem. England have lost 3 matches in a row, performing incredibly poorly in all 3. To be beaten by Italy, having never previously lost to them, is hugely embarrassing for Borthwick as coach, the national squad, and everyone at the RFU. I mean, that is pretty damning stuff, isn't it?
That's two-footed. That's absolutely two-footed. And look, seeing the table and
3 defeats in a row.
Wales are bottom and England are just above them.
Yeah.
And like you said, the 3 defeats. And look, unfortunately, there's not a lot of credit given to Italy either, who have, by the way,
turned it right around, haven't they?
They've not become the wooden spoon.
Fair play to Italy, yeah.
You know, so yeah. But look, he knows rugby way better than me. If he sees things that he doesn't like, coaching wise, or just the way the team's set up, he goes full in.
Yeah, absolutely. Shebahn, this is it's almost, we're on the verge of crisis territory for Steve Borthwick and England, aren't we? They've got France next week in the final game, in Paris, which is going to be unbelievably tough. Scotland obviously got an incredible win against Scotland. Scotland got an incredible win against France yesterday. But you would think that England would struggle in that game.
I think so.
And that could be, I don't want to sort of wish a manager out of a job or anything like that, but it's going to be tough, isn't it, for Steve Borthwick to come back from this?
Well, this is it. Next week has to be a performance. Absolute is a must show for Steve Borthwick, because if he doesn't show that and the team don't show that, then his future looks bleak.
Yeah.
For as England coach. We sat here a month ago talking about England going into the Six Nations as favourites. They haven't won it in 6 years, on and on and on. Perhaps the media hype around it was a bit more than what it was worth.
It started with a win against Wales, didn't it, as well? And it was an encouraging one.
Sure, but
it's fell apart since then.
Absolutely. 3 bad defeats since.
In a way, I feel a bit for them, because they look they just don't look at it at all. They don't look like the England that we know is there. So many reports about it in the papers as well today. Lawrence Dalios, England look to be suffering from collective illness. Paris next week is the last chance saloon for some of them. So it's this transition period as well.
Yeah, and if you look at some of the dynamism of some of the teams involved, like Scotland yesterday, Ireland have shown a bit, and France obviously in some of the games as well. It's England don't look like they're near that level, do they?
No.
Right, let's talk about this interesting piece from Martin Samuel. Now, we've done loads on Arsenal and the style of play, style versus substance and all that sort of stuff. Martin Samuel writing a really interesting piece in the Sunday Times, as he often does. Greatest champions wanted to play, so why don't Arsenal, he says in the Sunday Times this morning. Nobody is asking Arsenal to be rubes. At the same time, just as the best fighters don't mind a fight, the best players want to play, he says. Arsenal took 30 minutes and 51 seconds on restarts against Brighton, a club that have won 2 league matches since January the 3rd. Shouldn't the best team in the country, and maybe Europe too, just play them off the park? He says if Arteta makes Arsenal champions of England, maybe of Europe, maybe the first quadruple winners, it will no longer be enough to win by any means necessary. The biggest myth is that nobody remembers how you did it. You remember how Guardiola did it at Barcelona, don't you? And you remember Diego Simeone's champions at Atletico Madrid. Of course you do. What do you make of this, Cass?
Well, it's a great piece in the fact that...
Difficult challenge for us. Maybe any other Six Nations team over the last 5 to 10 years going to Dublin.
Anyway, sorry. It's a great piece in the fact that when the game had ended, Nigel Clough announced and said there's only one team that wanted to play today. Right? So that's already a dig. Now, as Martin mentions in his piece, and we talked about it in this midweek, so I do a podcast with Martin, and Brian Clough, the way he reacted to Leeds United when he walked into the dressing room and accused them of the way they won the league. That's not the way you win, right? And that's Clough Senior. Nigel's never been like that to a degree. He never really come out with anything like Brian Clough. So it's looking through the lens of how you win as champions, and do you need to say, like, because he accused them of nearly cheating in a way, didn't he? Clough of the Leeds team and in their dressing room, and that fell really badly on the Leeds players at that time. So it's a really interesting piece of how this team are being looked at. Yeah.
I think Arsenal are winning a lot of matches. You know, that's the big thing. That's an obvious thing to say, but what they've done is they've found okay, you call it a style. They found a way of winning the majority of the games that they play, more so than the other teams in the league. And if that takes them to a title, then they found a way to do it, haven't they? Whether it's ugly or whether we like it or not.
You know what it's like when people are at the top. You find a way to criticise them. Yeah. You know,
well, Jules Graham won the league, and they were, had a style of being dogged, 1-0 to the Arsenal. The only thing is, I'd say that there's certain clubs in world football that cannot play that way. They're not allowed to. I'd even bring in the Brazilian team, because the Brazil team that won in '94, the World Cup, they were criticised with the way they played and having Dunga in front of the back four and the slow play. They didn't like it. They won the World Cup, but that's not Brazilian football. But you could make that argument that can Barcelona win a league in that manner? Certainly not.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be allowed. And so there's certain teams that have that sort of belief in their style of play. But I do think that further down the line, Arsenal, I think Arteta will realise that it'll have to win with a style as well.
Yeah, it might have to be one and done.
Yeah, listen, fighting on all four fronts, you just never know if they're going to do it. They're doing it right.
Right handful, and they're deservedly top of the league, and they're all in all four competitions. They've done amazing. It's for other teams to start open them up and beating them or getting the better of them.
Yeah. Sam, thank you very much. We appreciate it. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you on our way, our top 5 sporting moments of the week.
Has the hiring of Edu destabilised the best season in a generation at Nottingham Forest? And how much responsibility does Evangelos Marinakis have to take for it? We understand that he's been told to stay away from the City ground, pending a termination of his contract at the end of the season. I know that Forest fans will be reluctant to criticise Marinakis, but is this a mess of his own making? Because he had a manager who was very successful, almost took them to the Champions League. He started to interfere, and all of a sudden they ended up dropping down eventually into the Europa League, but then they lost to Nuno Espirito Santo very quickly. So is this got to be on Marinakis' shoulders?
Of course it is. And do you blame Nuno Santo when you've got a sporting director coming in and probably not giving you a say on any players that you're bringing in? What do you expect as a manager? And if you speak to the older generation of managers, they'll say, what? Someone's telling me what players are coming in, and then I'm going to get judged.
That is the way of the world now, though.
I know, but then is that fair as a manager? Like we said in previous shows, sporting directors should be coming on and doing press. You're the one bringing in the players. The manager's doing the best they can with these players. They might have wanted 10 other players that you have said no to. Some of the players that they brought in Nottingham Forest, Douglas Luiz on loan didn't work. Zinchenko on loan didn't work. Amari Hutchinson, 37.5 million. Only one Premier League goal in 22 appearances. McAtee, 30 million. Hasn't worked. Ndoye hasn't worked. Bakwa hasn't worked.
What's your club or country's sliding doors moment? Its meaning originating from the 1998 rom-com of the same name, a sliding doors moment in football terms is simply a question of what might have been. An incident in a game where, had it gone the other way, would have altered history. For example, say John Terry had scored that penalty in Moscow in 2008. Chelsea would have been European champions and Avram Grant would have the biggest medal in continental club football to his name. It stands to reason then that he would have stayed at Stamford Bridge for a bit longer, meaning that Luis Felipe Scolari wouldn't have got a look in. Would he have done better than the World Cup winning Brazilian, who only lasted till February the following year? And could he have improved upon Chelsea's third-place finish? And as for United, who won the title that season, would defeats in that Moscow final have led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club for Real Madrid a year earlier? And would that have meant that Rafa Benitez's Liverpool won the Premier League instead of them? That's a pretty big butterfly effect, all from one missed penalty kick going the other way. And if you want to dig a bit deeper, there's plenty more that could have been affected. What if Anthony Knockaert had scored his penalty against Watford? We'd have been denied the Troy Deeney moment, sure, but might Leicester have gone on to win promotion to the Premier League earlier than scheduled? And would that have meant that Claudio Ranieri would never make it to the King Power? Would Arsenal or Tottenham, therefore, have been champions in 2016? The most significant sliding doors moment perhaps ever, though, was Paul Gascoigne, Wembley, June 1996. What if this had gone in? That golden goal would have sent England to the Euro 96 final against Czech Republic. 30 years of hurt could well have come to an end. There's so many of these moments that could have altered destiny forever. What if Shearer had signed for United? Would Lampard's ghost goal against Germany have kick-started England's World Cup back in 2010? What if Sam Allardyce didn't get bogged down in all that controversy and denied Gareth Southgate the England job? Does make you think.
A very good morning to you. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn, alongside former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So it was all about the FA Cup yesterday. Manchester City once again this season doing the business over Eddie Howe's Newcastle.
Here's Mamouche, first time shot, brilliant goal. Omar Mamouche has probably won this cup tie for Manchester City.
Oof, that goal was delicious. We'll have more FA Cup action to come today. Leeds versus Norwich is live on talkSPORT at 4:30, and Leeds boss Daniel Farker says he must get his priorities right.
The biggest tradition in whole Europe, and the FA Cup is very, very special. Survival on Premier League has always priority. There's no doubt about this. It has to be like this.
You need to get your priorities in check as well, Cascarino. And we'll chat Scotland later today. They're in the Six Nations title mix after winning a 90-point thriller against France. Was this the biggest result of Gregor Townsend's time in charge?
Winning away from home in Paris or Wales or beating England for the first time for a number of years, so they maybe have more significance. This is very significant, but just now it's round 4 and it gives us a chance to be in round 5.
But what about Steve Borthwick? What's next for England following their first defeat to Italy? Lots to discuss, including all of the weekend's football action. We'll round up the F1 as well, and we'll look ahead to what's to come in Scotland this afternoon. Huge show ahead. 03717 223344 is the number. 81089 if you want to send a text and be part of it. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Morning. 81089 Guy from Worcester. We see your text message and we play you a little bit of Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Can't knock her. International Women's Day, some tune.
Yeah. I saw her in Wembley, and she was magnificent. And then 3 weeks later, I saw her in Las Vegas, and it was the tables, you know, like a meal tables. And it was good, but it was just nowhere near the same.
Oh, really?
It was just weird because it was all tables and chairs, just listening to walking around singing, and it was way more intimate. But I just think what I saw at Wembley was incredible.
Yeah.
And then sitting in Las Vegas.
So it was like cabaret?
Yeah, a bit more cabaret-like. Yeah, it was exactly that.
Diana Ross, the queen of like walking, singing.
Yeah.
Walking, singing, walking, singing.
She's still great voice, but it didn't have the atmosphere of a huge crowd.
Fair enough. Well, we'll feed that back to Diana Ross. We'll get that message to her, Cass. International Women's Day.
Yeah, Diana, can you do me a favour? Can you make sure that concert you did was the same as you did at Wembley in England?
Brilliant. So many tunes coming up today for International Women's Day. Don't forget, if you want to get into the industry, our Give to Gain International Women's Day panel show is on the website talksport.com or on the YouTube channel as well. It's a good one. Go and give it a wee watch if you fancy. Let's look ahead then to what's coming up today, but what happened yesterday. Drama at the Racecourse Ground in the FA Cup between Wrexham and Chelsea. It was live, of course, on talkSPORT.
In 5 years since Hollywood came to town and changed everything, this is Wrexham's biggest chance to shine. Smith is after it, and he could be in behind. Sanchez backs away, and Smith has scored! Welcome to Wrexham! Garnacho could be in. From the angle, Garnacho off the line, and the rebound is in. Could well be an own goal. Chelsea have equalised. Hit by Windass! Turned in! Wrexham lead! Is that their Hollywood ending? Callan Doyle got something on it! Popping it through the middle at Champong! Lashes it into the net! It's 2-2! Garnacho fancies his chances in a sprint race with Cleworth. He's over the halfway line. Oh, he's hacked out by Dobson. Red card for serious foul play, and Wrexham are down to 10 men. Dobson sent off. Neto taking on Thomason, lays it square, in by Asugo. Garnacho, and Chelsea lead by 3-2. Here is João Pedro for Chelsea, dribbling towards the edge of the penalty area, onto his right foot. He shoots and seals it for Chelsea.
Not to be for Wrexham yesterday, but what a game it was. Wrexham denied a dramatic goal in extra time by VAR. Alejandro Garnacho and João Pedro securing a 4-2 win to book Chelsea's place in the FA Cup quarter-finals. We can get more on this game now with Wrexham fan out in the States. David Avalon Thomas is with us now. Good morning, David.
Hi, David.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah. Tell us what you made of yesterday, because it was go on, and you go. I'll ask you that question.
Oh no, I mean, it went exactly as I thought it would. It's a game of two halves, and it definitely proved that way. But I thought Wrexham would, go at them when they pressed. It went exactly how I thought it would. I mean, the Sam Smith goal, the outrageous, back heel from Callum Doyle. The crowd as well. It was just a great occasion.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable occasion, and you would be believing that they were going to get the job done, then going down to 10. Your manager, Phil Parkinson, mentioned it, VAR, getting used to that was something that they don't really experience all that often. Did you agree with all the calls from VAR?
If it's offside, it's offside. I always want to see when they freeze frame it, to see when they stop it for when the ball's being touched. Because I've seen it in the past where it looks like the ball's already left the person's head. So, of course, the person's straight further offside. So, it is what it is. I thought it was a harsh red card, but when it got reviewed, I expected it, because that's just the state of the game right now, where, I thought shin pads were there to protect players. I didn't know you have to send a player off to protect them.
Yeah, shin pads are totally gone, haven't they? Not very few wear them.
They look like plasters now, don't they? Shin pads.
Sizes of them, yeah. But look, the journey of Wrexham has been extraordinary. Phil Parkinson's done an amazing job. Seeing them in the top 6 now in the Championship. This to me was, Chelsea have got a huge talented squad. Rightly so. They've spent a hell of a lot of money. So to be there matching them and taking them to extra time with 10 men as well was a pretty, I think, decent performance by Wrexham.
Yeah, I had people texting me like throughout the game, and there's a couple of people who don't really follow they follow football, but not really any teams. And they knew that Chelsea were above Wrexham in the league, but they thought that they were in the same league. So that's how well, Wrexham played. That happens in the FA Cup, of course, but, Wrexham, they drew 2-2 with Chelsea here a couple of years ago, so over here in the States.
Yeah. Yeah, how is it in the States, by the way? I mean, is the buzz there? I mean, I can't imagine there's loads of Wrexham fans out there, but is the buzz there?
Oh,
It looks like you're going up, possibly.
But it's buzzing everywhere except at Diana Ross concerts. But it's I have to sit down for Tom Jones as well, so don't you worry. Yeah, it is great. Like, I mean, I'm wearing this T-shirt right now, and I don't often wear the jerseys walking around town, but every time you do, people really do notice them. When we had that jersey with the TikTok on it, people were like, "Oh, do you work for TikTok?" But no, it's very, very extremely recognizable. And for me, like as a Welshman in America, my first 15 years in America, it's very much like, you're explaining where Wales is, and they think it's Australia, and they think it's inside England and all that.
Brilliant.
So from now, going from, I'm this this token Welshman, I still am the token Welshman, but to now them actually knowing like people who I grew up with on the show, and like, high school librarian from Dinnesbrown when I went to high school, it's a bit surreal.
Yeah. My father lived in America, Pennsylvania, for 30 years, so I'd go over there every now and again, and I found like the state of Pennsylvania football or our soccer was incredibly popular across the board. So I always found different states had a much more stronger feeling about soccer in different parts, and that seems to have spread across America now. Obviously, the World Cup coming this summer makes another difference.
When I came over in 2006, I was in Connecticut, and I said to my mate, I go, in 20 years, like these kids here, well, maybe, the generation, they're going to be winning the World Cup because these kids were so good, like excellent. And I mean, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, not too far away. And yeah, the East Coast, as well as the West Coast, like even small towns in like Washington State, where I've, got, like family from, where you wouldn't think anybody would ever know football, but they played it up there. So it is there in pockets, and obviously, continue to be growing.
Yeah, well, David, listen, thanks very much for coming on with us this morning. Hopefully we'll be in touch if you get that push for promotion, maybe up to the Premier League. We'll hear from you again. David, thanks so much for your time today. Take care.
Cheers, David.
Cheers.
That's David Avalon Thomas, great name, Wrexham fan out in the USA.
He's got a twang now of American in his voice, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You
It's
can
a wee
still
bit of
hear.
Irish in there. Is anyone else getting Irish?
I didn't get the Irish. I got the Welsh, but I just felt there was just a tad of like, American change of with how long he's been there. When he said 15 years, it's straight away, well, yeah, that happens.
It is going to happen. Coming up for you next, we're going to get into our top 5 of the weekend, our top 5 sporting moments. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
So it makes it more interesting, I think, Simon, for fans of other clubs. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
If it was all to finish today and this was in operation now,
you'd go way down to 17th of Norwich in the league with a chance to get into the 8th spot. That's what you do.
Right.
You take 60. You take
it opens up. Yeah.
You take 66% of the league as it sits now. 18 clubs in this league could have a reasonable shout to make a claim for getting 8th spot, because there's 11 games to go in the conventional season. There's 6 points between Derby in 8th and Norwich in 17th.
Right.
And those games, and when you get running at the business end of the season, it really does change the dynamics of how people play. All of a sudden, you've got 66% of the league
having something involved, then you've got the other 25%, or 35%, sorry, sort of going to the Gabby Bongle arithmetic school, the other 34%, which would be fighting for not staying in the division. So you've got constant jeopardy in a league, which actually reminded me when I was over in America looking at the MLS and how they construct their leagues and how many teams get an opportunity to play in their playoffs and participate in outcomes for themselves. They have something like 60 or 70% of the teams in a league any given season that could feature in a playoff scenario.
Right.
So it's all
Does
about...
it affect the quality? There's a message coming through there. You're telling me that 8th could end up going to the Premier League. Surely... that ain't have good in terms of the quality of the club that's going to go up.
Well, there's nip and tuck. More often than not, when you finish 6th in the league, and we went up as a team that finished 6th, there was the points total. I think West Ham finished behind us, and Wigan finished behind us in the league, and they were like a point difference. So tell me there's a point difference between 6th and 8th. Pack it in.
It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn. Former Celtic striker Tony Cascarino is here as ever. You know her name now, right? You know her name now. Come on, Cass.
I'm trying to remember.
Come through for me here.
Remind me.
Olivia. Olivia Dean.
Dean, that's it.
Olivia Dean.
I forgot Olivia Dean.
Yeah, it's International Women's Day.
Yes.
So we're celebrating with the tune. She's the woman of the moment in music.
Yeah.
She really is. 4 Brit Awards she won last week. Absolute tunes. Lots of you getting in touch today looking for the International Women's Day theme tunes.
Can't forget that name. You've told me about 3 times.
If you call her Olivia one more time,
Olivia,
she'll come in and knock you sideways, pal.
Olivia.
Good morning to Margaret. Good morning to Bonnie, who's on the text. Somebody actually talking about how good you look this morning, Cass. Tony.
Oh.
Tony saying that you look very well. Maybe it's you texting yourself.
No, don't do that.
Morning to Ben, the Tranmere fan. Lots of people getting in touch this morning.
Yeah, good.
Happy International Women's Day. Oh, Susie Quattro, somebody.
I've met Susie Quattro. Really? She was in talkSPORT in the old building a number of years ago. She appeared, and I came in. I remember thinking, "That's Susie Quattro."
Yeah.
Just when we started talking, just randomly. I think she sang a song called "Can Can." I think it's "Can Can." It was called, and a couple of others. She had 2 or 3 hits, but she was very popular for a while. But yeah, I met her in the old talkSPORT building.
Yeah, no, she's got tunes, to be fair. More of them coming up today on talkSPORT for International Women's Day. And it's time now for our top 5 with the VW Transporter.
The talkSPORT Top 5 with the Volkswagen Transporter on a mission to change the game. Search VW Transporter.
This is nice, Cass, because each week we're going to rank our top 5 moments. But
Yeah.
this time we're going to do the top 5 sporting moments of the weekend.
Yeah.
We've got a number to get through. We think number 5, Cass, we're going to go for Cardiff versus Lincoln. That was a good moment.
Yeah, well, for Lincoln City, because I mean, look, it was first in second, and 27,000 at the stadium, and Lincoln have gone there and won 2-0. Michael Skubala, who managed or coached the under-21 at Leeds, got the Lincoln job 2-3 years ago, and a massive rise for Lincoln City. So fair play to him, because that was one of the games of League One of the season.
27,000, absolutely incredible. And at number 4, we have to go with this moment.
First time in their history, quite incredible scenes at the Stadio Olimpico at the full-time whistle. Italian joy for one of their great moments, and one of the great moments in this championship's history.
Yeah, Italy getting their first win over England. England fans, you will not be happy about that today. But that is up there with one of the sporting moments of the weekend.
Yeah, and there'll be, like we've already heard, loads of question marks over how England have been in the last 3 matches, losing them all, and then compounded by losing to Italy. But by the way, they're just not the wooden spoon team anymore.
No, not at all.
Fair play to them.
But it feels like so quickly that's changed. You know, so quickly in the Six Nations. Fair play to the Italians, unlucky England. And at number 3, George Russell won in Australia overnight in the Grand Prix, comfortable as well at the start of the new era for Formula One after a brief early scrap with Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. He takes our 3rd.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3. Number 2. Marmouche, is it?
Oh, this moment last night.
Here comes City on the charge again, towards the edge of the box. Here's Marmouche, first time shot! Brilliant goal! Omar Marmouche has probably won this cup tie for Manchester City. It's a terrific finish from the edge of the penalty area.
You know that we watch sport all the time. We watch every single game in our house, and we've not had a moment where Jamie and I at the same time have went, oh, look at that. You know, at the same time.
It's a question for you. Out of all the players in the Premier League, is he the best that doesn't get a guaranteed start?
That's a good point.
I mean, if you was to suggest any club you're at about a player who you think is the best out there who should be playing, Marmouche is that to me. He's the player that, look, he's not in the, I doubt if he'll be in the first 11 in Madrid. And he's, for me, the obvious best player that doesn't play on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I mean, based on form, why the hell, you know?
Well, just how good he is. Yeah. He's just a talent. You can see how gifted he is. And to get a goal like that, was I surprised? No. That's why City bought him. He just can't seem to find his place, a certain starter for City. But great footballer. Really terrific.
Yeah, brilliant goal for him last night again. And at number 1, we're going to go for Scotland. Defeating France in the Six Nations. Outstanding 7-try victory at Murrayfield. Blew the Six Nations Championship wide open, Cass. It ended 50-40.
Yeah, what? I mean, when I saw the scoreline, because I didn't obviously see the entirety of the match, but 50-40 is a weird scoreline. It's just so high. And the French, I couldn't see anybody beat them. I saw their first 2 games, thought they're going to beat everybody comfortably. And wow, for Scotland to go and beat them the way they did, that is I think that will be a big shock in France that they've lost.
Huge shock.
Yeah, huge shock in France that they've lost.
Yeah. That was all thanks to Volkswagen Transporter.
The talkSPORT Top 5 with the Volkswagen Transporter on a mission to change the game. Search VW Transporter.
By the way, we were talking earlier on to the Wrexham fan out in the USA. We're building up to the World Cup. All the games are going to be live here on talkSPORT. And How to Win the World Cup is our podcast that is available now. It's absolutely brilliant. Really digs into the lots of nitty gritty bits and what you need to do to win a World Cup. It's not easy. Matt Ford, Lloyd Griffith speak to former USA goalkeeper Brad Friedel about the impact that fans can have supporting you at the World Cup, and also which rival fans are the most intimidating to face.
Apart from the teams you played for, who do you think has the best fans?
Mexican and Costa Rican fans are good. Really? They're intimidating. Costa Rican fans are intimidating.
In what way?
They're violent and they're intimidating, and they support their team, and they throw a lot of things at you, bags of urine, spit on you, like they make it really, really difficult to deal with the elements. Man. And they take you to a stadium called Saprissa, And as a goalkeeper, there's not much space behind the goal. They have like chicken wire fence, and they like throw stuff again, splatters on it. Like,
prison rules.
Correct.
Man.
Yeah, it's those are intimidating places. See, in England, there aren't any intimidating places.
There's a chance the Scots might be in Mexico. Oh.
Yeah, Mexico and Costa Rica. It's interesting listening there from Brad Friedel. There is. I mean, look, the fans that go, and I've been lucky enough. I tell you, has amazing support from Europe and not a big population is the Netherlands. Unreal. You know, for how many? I mean, Ireland. When I remember playing Ireland against the Netherlands, the support by both countries was incredible for the size.
I see if I could go and take part in one of the kind of walks up to the stadium. I would do the Orange Wall up to the stadium with the Netherlands because they have the best time. Happy hardcore music. Dancing from side to side. I mean, it just looks like.
Don't they have the
some
badge
party.
of the tallest people?
Yeah.
The tallest race, I
That's
think,
it,
the Netherlands.
And they have them leading their way up to the stadiums as well. But
I mean, look, I've seen the amazing support Argentina. Brazil is extraordinary. The amount that the Brazilians go to watch their team. But it's really great because I've been lucky. I've been part of a few World Cups.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's a difference between intimidating fans and fans that are great fans. But you can listen to that with Brad Friedel. How to Win the World Cup, available now wherever you get your podcasts. It's the Weekend Breakfast coming up. We'll get into Cheltenham. It's all ahead of you next week.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The football club. It's unbelievable. The people in charge of this football club. One of the biggest clubs in the world. And an absolute mockery. We're a mockery of a football club that we've allowed this to happen.
Are you going down?
And the fans have had to accept
You're going down.
Jace, shut up. Don't ask me again. Seriously. Like, I'm trying to do a show here. I'm trying to have a say. And you're going to sit there and just try and mug me off for 2 hours. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it.
That's a question. No problem with me. It's not my fault you got beat tonight, is it? I won't play centre half.
It's so bad.
There's no point up, Dave. Don't have a pop at me, mate. Right?
I'll have a pop at you if you're trying to
listen.
mug me off.
No, I'm not mugging you off. I'm asking you. It's a simple question. Are you going down? Are you?
I can't do 2 hours with you, Jace, if you're just going to be an idiot. I mean, how can I take you seriously? You've got an Ange mask on and a clown mask.
What about 3 hours?
I can't do 2 hours of calls with you. I can't do it. Just please.
It's not my fault. You're rubbish.
Please, for me, don't ask me that question again. All right, just because.
What question?
All right, look. I want to hear from Spurs fans. It's obviously a shocking. I'm genuinely crestfallen. Genuinely crestfallen. It's the worst I've ever felt.
Do you think you're going down? No, it's a different question this time.
Well, how's it a different question?
I said, are you going down? Or do you think you're going down? Do you think you're going down?
is it going? Happy Sunday to you. It's the 8th of March. It's International Women's Day. My name's Shebahn Aherne on the Weekend Breakfast alongside the man who only works with women. Send his contracts, Tony Cascarino. Good to be with you. Late goals by Ivanovic and Coburn edged Millwall past playoff rivals Hull 3-1. Absolutely.
Millwall flying. It's incredible.
Do you think they're going to go up? I mean...
well, every week that goes by, more hopeful, because obviously I played in the team that got to the top flight for the very first time. And that's been a long time waiting. But I'm just delighted they've got a chance. And fair play to everybody involved in the football club, because... just seeing them and they winning at Hull was that I said yesterday was the day we got promoted all them years ago, back in the late 80s. It was a Hull City where we got promoted, so it was a big result from yesterday. Hull have been flying as well, so fair play to them. A point ahead now of Ipswich, who could only get the draw at home to struggling Leicester. That was a bit of a shock yesterday. Second place Middlesbrough take on QPR today. All of the updates on Game Day Live here on talkSPORT. Also, India and New Zealand go head to head in today's T20 World Cup final. It's expected to be played in front of over 100,000 people. And it's day 2 of the Paralympics. With a roundup of what's going on, here's talkSPORT's Michael Waydock.
On day 1 in Milan Cortina, Paralympics GB's visually impaired skier Neil Simpson, together with his guide and brother Andrew, finished 4th in the men's downhill. The pair have other events at these games still to come. Scott Mina, who carried the flag in the opening ceremony, had high hopes in the parabiathlon sprint sitting final, but finished down the field in 23rd in what he described as a chaotic race. He's back in action in the individual sitting final later. Paralympics GB's mixed team wheelchair curlers lost their opening match to Slovakia, but bounced back to beat the USA, whilst there was a sensational victory for the mixed doubles pair of Jason Keane and Joe Butterfield, who crushed Japan, the world champions, 9-2. There's more curling today, with the mixed team facing Canada and the mixed doubles pair taking on China. Whilst in snowboarding, James Barnes-Miller and Davy Jui are in action, with Barnes-Miller seeded 5th after qualification.
Brilliant stuff. Michael Waydock there. All of the updates coming for you on talkSPORT throughout the week, and more on our website at talksport.com. Now, one of the biggest weeks for talkSPORT and one of the biggest weeks in the racing calendar comes up for you next week. We are off to Cheltenham.
We're getting ready. We're about to hear the Cheltenham roar. My goodness me, that's as loud as I've heard it for a long time. We're off and running then at this year's festival.
That is insane! That is insane! Lorcan Williams doesn't know what to do! Oh my goodness, this horse should not even be running in this race!
I love Cheltenham. It is the best of the year.
This is a heartfelt moment!
He produced when I need him at the last, and you know he's a tough animal.
For Galopin Deschamps, it's heartbreak, but he wasn't at his best. But I know your way of thinking, he's definitely at his best.
I can't believe it! How has he managed that?
Roared on! Huge cheer ringing around Prestbury Park. Now yet another winner for Willie Mullins. United's going to get up. He's brave. He's as brave as a lion, and he wins by a leg.
Come on.
It's going to be such a great week. Brilliant. talkSPORT's favourite racing duo, Lizzie Kelly, back from having her baby, alongside our Rupert Bell as well. It should be a good one.
Yeah. It's going to be Cheltenham's always great. We were talking yesterday, me and you. Well, I've done it probably 8 to 10 times.
Yeah.
And always come back with great fun stories and, just the experience of Cheltenham.
Yeah, it's something you have to put on your bucket list and do. Don't forget, talkSPORT will be bringing you the latest, making you feel like you're there if you're not, live from the grounds of Cheltenham all next week. As you know, our Alan Brazil, I think Alan's heading into 25 years or something like that of Cheltenham. He took the week off in order to get his beauty sleep and get himself in prime condition to make it all 5 days of Cheltenham next week. We will see how that goes. Everything coming to you live. H&J are there as well, so keep it talkSPORT to stay across all of the action. Let's get stuck into some of the racing chat now with horse racing presenter Tanya Stevenson with us now. Good morning, Tanya. How are you?
Tanya?
Yeah, very well. Hello, Tony. Hello, Shebahn. Very well indeed. Of course, really looking forward to next week. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Of course, you count down the sleeps, don't you? And I just can't wait to hear from that commentary from Rupert and Lizzie.
I know,
it's
they're the
always
best.
fabulous. fabulous. You just don't stop laughing, do you? But then you feel you're part of the atmosphere, and well, there's hopefully going to be around 200,000 people there during the week.
Yeah.
200,000. And it's
Yeah.
great to hear, Tony, you've been there a few times. I didn't know that.
Good for you, and always great fun, always. And look, Cheltenham is obviously the major race is the Gold Cup, but there's particular races that you would probably say, I'm really looking forward to these ones. Which days of the week do you really get into, Tanya?
I love all four, but I think everyone, obviously the big races you mentioned was the Gold Cup. Everyone looks forward to the Tuesday. It's something to get you started. There's generally a banker, as they would say, or one that everyone looks forward to in the first race, which is called the Supreme Novices Hurdle. For the inexperienced horses that are going over hurdles, and this year they would potentially say a good battle be between a horse called Old Park Star and also Mighty Park. And then in the second race, immediately you're coming up to a race for those that are going over the fence, bigger fences. They haven't done that too often, and they're looking forward to Lalamba. So maybe just to start you off and get you in is, of course, the Tuesday, and no one knows what to expect. You'll get Alan coming up with all his theories, and Rupert and Lizzie as well. As you heard by a little bit of the commentary there, that horse wasn't even meant to be in the race. Well, she's back again. That was Golden Ace, and she's going to come back and try and defend the crown.
Look, we've lost some high-profile names, the horses that have been going to, have pulled out of the of Cheltenham. And do you think that'd be affect much? Because I personally don't. I always feel there's always a name that's going to crop up and come in and do something special.
I suppose it's a bit like Rory last night coming out of Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill competition. Rory came up at the last minute. They are being tuned to the last minute, these horses. And does it affect? Well, the biggest blow was Constitution Hill. Everyone was potentially thinking this is their equivalent of a Rory McIlroy. Even more, he's been taken to the hearts of all racegoers. He doesn't go, but then he's having a new career on the flat potentially. That's really exciting. Really disappointing on the Wednesday we haven't got Marine Nationale, who will be defending, who would have been defending the championship race on the second day, the Queen Mother Champion Chase. And then we just heard yesterday, unfortunately, we haven't got Galopin de Champs. Galopin de Champs will miss the rest of the spring, hopefully be back next year, but he was part of all your snippets. Yeah. He's won the Gold Cup twice. He won't be back again this year, but maybe we'll see him again next year, fingers crossed. But no, I don't think it detracts, because everyone's got an opinion, haven't they? And they're all looking forward to different horses.
Yeah, and also, Tanya, the one change we're hoping to see from Cheltenham this year is that it's going to be a bit more affordable.
Yes.
It's a pricey week, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you probably appreciate the fact that quite a few people have been known in the past to disappear to Benidorm for the 4 days, rather than, and they've managed to equate the fact that it's cheaper to go to Benidorm to watch the festival there, but of course you don't get the atmosphere. Cheltenham realised that obviously with the cost of living, costs were getting bigger and bigger, and they were sensible, and they've had discussions, and this will be the first yardstick this year of their discussions. They gave various offers through up until the end of 2025 and through on. And so hopefully this will be the yardstick. They'll go back after this year and tweak again. So it's a forward-thinking new management, as it were, and hopefully we'll see some big improvements.
Well, what you don't want, Tanya, in sport is a lack of atmosphere.
Yes.
You just can't have that. That detracts, like you said, just everything gets affected. If people go, well, it's not quite the same now, and then there's the money reason, and you just had, so sport always has to recognise that.
Yeah, and it's good. Hopefully, at last, I think the comment is, at last, there was enough people that felt brave enough to stamp on their feet and say, we love Cheltenham. This is one of our favourite sporting events of the year. You go through the calendar, but please take our feedback. Please take our feedback, and the atmosphere will have more people coming through the turnstiles if you took our feedback, understand the issues that we have. Maybe it's not only just cost, it's parking, it's travel. You can imagine that whether you're going public transport, whether you're coming by car, petrol. And then when you get to the course itself, please understand that not all of us are in the hospitality. A lot of us like like myself, like my pie and my bovril and or my pie and my coffee. Yeah, it has to be affordable. And if you come away, you've loved your day, you've picked out your favourite horses. They may have run well. Some of them have just nearly got there. But then you've got this little bit of a sour taste. But I think Cheltenham have reacted really, really well, and let's hope they continue to do so.
Good. Well, listen, we look forward to seeing you there, Tanya. Thanks for spending the time with us so early this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you very much.
And,
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Happy International Women's Day to you as well, Tanya. We'll see you next week. That's horse racing presenter Tanya Stevenson with us this morning. We're building up to Cheltenham. Hope you enjoy all of our coverage here on talkSPORT. You can also watch all of the festival on Racing TV, the only channel showing every race live. They're on air every day from 9:45, 32 hours of unmissable coverage. You can join Racing TV for half price for the entire year. Head to racingtv.com/half price now. And to celebrate, Racing TV is also giving away a pair of tickets to Grand National Day at Aintree. talksport.com/win to enter. 18 plus, T's and C's apply. By the way, on the subject of Cheltenham, Alan Brazil, talkSPORT's Alan Brazil is synonymous with the week. He will be there next week. If you haven't already, jump onto our website, talksport.com. There's a QR code there. You can play a game of Project Cheltenham, and it's basically Alan Brazil being chased by crabs. The journey to Cheltenham. It's not a bad dream. It is a game that we've worked up to see if Brazil can get to Cheltenham. I'm on a mission to get a race named after Alan Brazil.
Oh, right, okay.
That'd be good in the future, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course it would. Alan's given a lot, of racing time. He's been involved. He loves his racing, always has done. Never stops talking about it, promoting it, and he always is at Cheltenham. So
always there. Yeah, he's Santa of Cheltenham. That's what I say. Download the game or jump on and scan the QR code, talksport.com, for Project Cheltenham. Will Alan Brazil manage all 5 days? Coming up next, we'll discuss a glorious Saturday for Scottish rugby. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. Good morning.
I've got lots of Tottenham mates, and
mate,
they're devastated. They can't watch. They said I couldn't watch it last night. I'm not going to watch it. I can't watch it.
Seriously?
Yeah, they're getting to a stage where they're so nervous about going down, which I thought about 3 weeks ago. Oh, they'd be fine.
So did I, mate.
Now, with what I've seen from Forest, what I've seen from West Ham, they're banging it.
Right, I'm the same as you, mate, and I bet you
Leeds will be looking. Leeds have got to be
looking over their shoulder as well.
Leeds have got.
Solomon at Sunderland.
We said, they got Wolves at home now, but Wolves,
they've picked up.
They're flying.
They played well against Liverpool.
Unbelievable. And they've got play tonight. You're doing the game tonight.
FA Cup, I'm out for the FA Cup, mate. Well, if like fans of most other clubs you enjoy what's happening at Spurs right now and you tune into the sports bar, then last night by all accounts was unmissable. I did hear a little bit of it, by the way. Jason was officially playing Keep Me Up with Jamie.
It's a simple question. Are you going down?
Yes.
We are the only team in the Premier League ever to bring in a new manager, to get a new manager bounce, and we get a worse bounce.
Okay, you get a new manager trounce, not bounce.
Like, I'm trying to do a show here, I'm trying to have a say, and you're going to sit there and just try and mug me off for 2 hours. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it.
To dare is to poo.
I'd actually take Big Ange. It's got to that point. I would actually take Big Ange. I could do a better job. He's embarrassment. An embarrassment.
You're going down. No, seriously, last time. You're going down.
Shut up! Don't ask me again.
Realistically, it could be Tottenham Lincoln next year.
How's it going this morning? You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn. Former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino is here. What are you doing today?
I'm not sure. I've got to take my boys because my boys have been over from Paris for a couple of days, 3 days.
Oh, bonjour.
And, yeah, they're going back to Paris today, so I'm going to take them down to Gatwick.
Do you speak any French?
I'm not bad. Yeah. I'm okay. But they're not my two boys. They're different level. If you spoke to them, you'd think they were from South London, but their French is better than their English. That doesn't sound very good for people from South London, does it?
No offence. Some of your headlines this morning. The Republic of Ireland fell to a second defeat in the 2027 Women's World Cup qualifying with a 2-1 loss in the Netherlands. Unlucky. Barcelona restored their 4-point lead at the top of La Liga after Lamine Yamal's secured victory over Athletic Club, and Italy recorded their first win against England in the Six Nations in Rome yesterday. After the game, coach Steve Borthwick gave his say on the defeat and his future.
The RFU, myself, so Conor O'Shea, Bill Sweeney, we speak regularly and discuss about the vision of the team going forward. And clearly we've not got the results in those challenges that we wanted to be. But they've been very clear in our communication about the vision, the long-term vision of the team. The team's growth over the last period of time, certainly the last 12 months prior to this, has been very, very strong. And I think you can see the vision of where the team is going to be, and you see the nature of the players coming through.
Yeah, Steve Borthwick there doing media with Captain Maro Itoje, having a bit of a shocker in the Six Nations, a bit of a shock yesterday, that's for sure. And in Scotland, it was a great shock because we beat the French. Let's look back on it now with Scotland's second most capped player. Chris Patterson is with us. Good morning, Chris. You must be in cloud nine.
Good morning, Shebahn, Tony. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, maybe if when your lads get home to Paris, Tony can send us a copy of Midi Olympique or L'Equipe to see what's been said. But it was a pretty special day at Murrayfield yesterday.
Well, I thought it was a special day for rugby. Because
Absolutely,
just was like, look what Italy did to England, and then you look at what's, but I thought all along, and I'm probably like yourself and many others, that France are going to just end up beating everybody up, and then the result yesterday, and it's 50-40. I mean, whoever predicts the score, we did a prediction, I think it'll be 50-40.
Exactly, a 10-point win, eh? It was just, I totally agree. The whole day yesterday, the Six Nations as a whole just always delivers these amazing performances, amazing storylines, and the headline this year was how strong France were going into the tournament. Traditionally, I think 4 of their last 5 Grand Slams have been won after a line series, but obviously the home nations players are fatigued through the summer period, so that traditionally helps France. France are full of world-class players, world-class talents, an amazing brand of rugby. Had never been behind for a single second going into the game yesterday. And Scotland, who had a disappointing start in Rome, have been just utterly brilliant since then. Confident, positive, played a winning brand of rugby with bravery, with accuracy. I think it was a record points margin or a record points total for an international Six Nations yesterday. And it showed you how good the last 50 minutes, how good France are. They scored 3 or 4 tries late on, clawed back a bonus point, kept them at the top of the table with 1 round remaining. But it was I keep saying it was a special day. Difficult to make sense of, but a special day all round.
Well, where did Gregor Townsend, he's had his head turned, and the Newcastle and, the job and just things like this, and maybe, the fans had enough and just felt like the wind of change has come to Scotland, and then suddenly it's been boom, 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 absolutely against England, and then obviously the French. It's been a complete change in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I don't think Scotland were far away. They had a couple of disappointing results in the autumn, but within that, and this sounds pretty crazy, but within that there was really good performances. There was a 17-point comeback. We were 17-0 down against the All Blacks, got back to 17-0, lost to a wonder try from Damien McKenzie in the last few minutes, and you see the result and you think Scotland, you got into a winning position, you didn't take it. There's a black mark. The following week, I think 21 points up against Argentina and fell to defeat as well. So you have to be good to score 17 unanswered points against All Blacks. You have to be good to get 21-0 up against Argentina. But the final hurdle, the composure and the big moments, they didn't go Scotland's way, and they didn't get it right. And then you lose the opening game of the Six Nations. I think everybody in rugby knows Italy are a quality side. It's a difficult place to go. We saw that yesterday. But because Gregor had that pressure going in from the autumn, it almost made everybody's decision within the camp say, listen, we have to go down fighting. We're backs against the wall. We're a quality side. Let's just attack. Let's not die wondering. And through the 3 games since, they've done that.
Italy is a tough place to go on a Tuesday night.
And do you know what, Chris? I'm loving Sione. I'm loving Sione Tuipulotu, and even last night when he goes up to get the trophy, and he's, I want a hug, Princess Anne, and even see her having the crack as well. He's some character, and here we quite often sit in talkSPORT and talk about the lack of character in football, or sometimes big characters that we're missing now. But he's just that guy. He's making you smile at the TV, isn't he?
He is. And underneath that, you see his raw determination. He is a winner. He's an absolute winner. He's brought an aggression, a passion that the players just want to follow. But he talks so well as well in terms of, even before the game, he's saying, listen, if we fall behind, we'll be brave, we'll be confident. If we're ahead, we'll be brave and be confident. He's just an infectious personality with a really hard, raw edge to him that supporters and players follow.
I wanted to jump in briefly because obviously playing Ireland in the Six Nations next weekend, which is another one of them you lick your lips, you look forward to.
Yeah, and Scotland's record against Ireland, I think it's 11 games in a row where Ireland have came out in top. Ireland, following a similar path, really, where there was questions after their opening performance against France, have really found an edge. Had to dig out a win on Friday night against Wales, and there's a real bit of niggle between for as close as the Celtic cousins. There's a real niggle between Ireland and Scotland. It's in Dublin. That'll bring a pressure on the home side, but it'll probably make a favourites tag for the home side. But the championship's will stake. Triple Crown championship. Roll on next Saturday, Super Saturday, because this championship just keeps delivering.
It's delivering for sure. Chris, any sympathy for England? Great chat. That's all we've got time for, Chris.
I do. I know how hard international rugby is, and I know how hard it is to win. I know how hard it is to win in Rome. England, to me, just look as if they've lost their confidence. They had a 12-game winning run coming into leading up to the Scotland game. Scotland blew them off the park through just that infectious attacking mentality. England look as if they're scared to make a mistake. They've got a talent there that if they have an attacking belief that France have shown, that Ireland have shown, that Italy showed yesterday, that certainly Scotland live by, then I think they'd probably pick up better performances.
Listen, Chris, what a treat to speak to you this morning. Thank you. Enjoy the celebrations for now, okay?
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys. Speak soon.
Scotland's second most capped player, Chris Patterson, with us this morning. Coming up next, there's an Old Firm derby up the road, this time in the Cup. We'll preview that and what's to come today in the FA Cup on the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT.
David, good morning, mate. First of all,
good morning, David.
Morning, all.
David, here's a quick one for you, mate. I know we'll not be talking European football. We'll calm everything down. I want to start with this statistic, right, which I would imagine would please you as much as anything. Everton, after reaching the 40-point mark in 28 games, that's only the second time they've done that in 9 seasons. Now, I reckon that in itself is an achievement. But, and I know you'll play it down, you must have a wee thought about European football.
Well, I said right at the start, Coisty, that I said to the players that, we need to try and aim for it and hope that it was possible. In truth, it looked a million miles away, to be honest, at the start. But I have to say, we got off to a pretty good start in the league, and it's given us something to hold on to. We've been up and down, and we're probably probably just on the outside of European football, if we're honest. But we're not that far away that we couldn't try and make a go of it.
David, obviously the Grealish injury was disappointing, but how happy are you now with the competition for places? You know, Beto and Barry are in great form. You've got McNeil and Dibbling fighting for a spot. NDI and Tyreek George. You've got Branthwaite back as well. The squad's looking more healthy now, isn't it?
It certainly is. I mean, I have to say, Jack was brilliant for us in the early part of the season. He gave us lots of things which we haven't had, and he helped the team greatly. So we've missed him, and we missed him over the sort of the middle of the season, middle of sort of December and January, really, when we had also a few injuries as well. But probably no different to other clubs. But we're just beginning to find our feet a little bit again, and the players you mentioned, they're all beginning to step up.
What's your club or country's sliding doors moment? Its meaning originating from the 1998 rom-com of the same name, a sliding doors moment in football terms is simply a question of what might have been. An incident in a game where, had it gone the other way, would have altered history. For example, say John Terry had scored that penalty in Moscow in 2008. Chelsea would have been European champions and Avram Grant would have the biggest medal in continental club football to his name. It stands to reason then that he would have stayed at Stamford Bridge for a bit longer, meaning that Luis Felipe Scolari wouldn't have got a look in. Would he have done better than the World Cup winning Brazilian, who only lasted till February the following year? And could he have improved upon Chelsea's third place finish? And as for United, who won the title that season, would defeat in that Moscow final have led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club for Real Madrid a year earlier? And would that have meant that Rafa Benitez's Liverpool won the Premier League instead of them? That's a pretty big butterfly effect, all from one missed penalty kick going the other way. And if you want to dig a bit deeper, there's plenty more that could have been affected. What if Anthony Knockaert had scored his penalty against Watford? We'd have been denied the Troy Deeney moment, sure, but might Leicester have gone on to win promotion to the Premier League earlier than scheduled? And would that have meant that Claudio Ranieri would never make it to the King Power? Would Arsenal or Tottenham, therefore, have been champions in 2016? The most significant sliding doors moment perhaps ever, though, was Paul Gascoigne, Wembley, June 1996. What if this had gone in? That golden goal would have sent England to the Euro 96 final against Czech Republic. 30 years of hurt could well have come to an end. There's so many of these moments that could have altered destiny forever. What if Shearer had signed for United? Would Lampard's ghost goal against Germany have kick-started England's World Cup back in 2010? What if Sam Allardyce didn't get bogged down in all that controversy and denied Gareth Southgate the England job? Does make you think.
A very good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're on the Smart TV. We're on the YouTube channel. My name's Shebahn, alongside former Millwall and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So it was all about the FA Cup yesterday. Manchester City once again this season doing the business over Eddie Howe and Newcastle.
Here's Marmoush, first time shot, brilliant goal. Omar Marmoush has probably won this cup tie for Manchester City.
Yeah, we'll have more from all of the FA Cup action yesterday, including Chelsea needing extra time to see off Championship side Wrexham.
João Pedro rolls it home. Chelsea have the final word, and they are into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup by the skin of their teeth.
And more action to come today. Leeds versus Norwich is live on talkSPORT at 4:30. Leeds boss Daniel Farker says he must get his priorities right.
The biggest tradition in whole Europe, and the FA Cup is very, very special. Survival on Premier League has always priority. There's no doubt about this. It has to be like this.
Should be a good one today. FA Cup 5th round action all live for you here on talkSPORT. You've got Fulham Southampton, talkSPORT 2 at 12. Port Vale Sunderland, 1:30 here on talkSPORT, followed by Leeds Norwich at 4:30. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Cass, we had a cracker yesterday, obviously, with the Chelsea needing extra time to beat Wrexham. Fulham Southampton today, Port Vale Sunderland, Leeds Norwich. What do you think's your pick of the bunch there?
Well, I was looking at the fixtures earlier, and I'd looked at Leeds Norwich, because Norwich have had a bit of a pick-up as well, and Leeds have suddenly just lost a little bit of momentum because they had some really good periods in the last sort of 2 or 3 months. But I think that's a real classic cup tie, especially that it's at Ellen Road as well.
Yeah.
Some good games in there. Sunderland again, Port Vale. Port Vale have had a really difficult year. Fulham, great season. Got beat by West Ham at home. Then play informed Southampton. So there's a lot of jeopardy in lots of the games in the cup today.
Yeah. Elsewhere, we're going to talk about the cup up the road in Scotland today. But we were speaking earlier on about Omar Marmoush, a player who's so talented, in great form, but not guaranteed to start.
Yeah.
Eberechi Eze is getting a mention from some of the Arsenal fans this morning.
He's been in and out the team, but I think he's more likely to play at the moment than Marmoush. Have you said to me the selection of Arsenal playing by Leverkusen? I think Eze have been a team. I don't think Marmoush will be in Madrid. I think he'll go back to the players that he's been selecting before. And I think he's the best out there that doesn't get a regular starting spot in the team.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, you can let us know your thoughts on that. Who's the player that should be starting that's not? 81089. You can get in touch with us about that this morning. Okay, it's time now for this. Are you, Cass?
Not really, but I'm sure you're dancing away to it. I thought it was International Women's Day.
I know, but we're going to talk about Scotland. Scottish
There's women in Scotland.
This is very true. I can vouch for that, sir. Anytime I'm with Gabby Agbonlahor, he can't stop doing a Scottish accent.
No.
We just send each other gifts and little stories of Scottish women shouting at each other, and he says, that's me.
Yeah.
Up the road today. Well, we actually jinxed it yesterday for Motherwell, who found themselves at defeat yesterday, which is a shame. Does that rule them out of the title race?
I think they were ruled out before that. Yesterday I was sort of, the gap that they had to make up was just too much, and there was 3 teams in front of them, and not all of them 3 teams are going to have a dreadful time. So I didn't really see Motherwell. Look, that doesn't take away from what type of season they've had.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic seeing, a team with a moderate budget compete and be at the right end of the table.
Hearts absolutely flying there at the top. Today we focus on the Old Firm being the Scottish Cup.
Yeah.
Ali McCoist, I believe, is going to the game today at Ibrox. Rightly so, he will be there. How do you see this one going? Because we touched on it yesterday.
St Mirren versus Partick, we talk.
We're talking about. We can talk about St Mirren Partick Thistle as well.
I don't know. Well, look, the game last week, I caught I caught half the game last week, and obviously watching Rangers go 2-0 up and Celtic pegging it back, and it was dramatic. And that's what you expect from an Old Firm game, that it's never done till it's done, and it didn't surprise me. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think, exactly the same today. You can think you're comfortable. I played in a couple of Old Firm games, and they're tough matches. They really are. There's so much demand from the fans and just the media in general that nothing gets left. You've got to give absolutely everything, and that's what I saw last weekend.
There were some people talking about possibly Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain struggling with the occasion last week at Ibrox, and he's a big game player. He's got
Well, he's only just joined, as in, look, he's been battling to get himself fit, and, the adrenaline will get him through in the initial stages, okay? When he first gets into the team, the adrenaline will get him in there, make sure he's up to speed, and then suddenly he hasn't played football for a long time, really. If you look at Oxlade-Chamberlain, where he's been and the injuries he's had, and he's moved from pillar to post, and he's come to Celtic, he'll need a bit more time before you see the best of him.
How important will managerial experience be in a game like this today? Obviously, we saw the two of them, Martin O'Neill and Danny Rowe, go head-to-head last week. What Danny Rowe said at the start of the game worked wonders, but what Martin O'Neill said to his team at half-time certainly brought them back into the game. So who do you think has advantage today, or is it all out the window?
It's a hard one to call because, look, what players do on the pitch is very important in games like this. If you have someone make a crazy decision and get red carded and get caught up on the occasion, or your team makes mistake or player makes mistake, it's a really hard one because you can get all your messages over, and in a moment the game completely changes. And that's what Old Firm games are like, and that's what derbies are generally like.
And full allocation as well today for the away fans. Martin O'Neill's been speaking about this. He's happy about that decision.
Not that my voice is anything, but I've been advocating for it to happen for both clubs to open up again, because it is a fantastic fixture, and it's made even much better because of the full allocation.
Yeah,
makes such a difference. 7,500.
Well, I think that's just the away end, isn't it? Yeah. It's one end, because that's what, when I played at Ibrox, that's what Celtic had, the whole away end, and likewise at Parkhead. Rangers had a huge support as well that would turn up, and it just creates a magnificent atmosphere. It has a bit of everything in it, and it's hard not to get caught up in it. Even though you're on the field playing, you're trying to think, don't lose it. But the game can just take you away into a different sort of mindset.
We've not seen this in a long time,
No, and it's the importance of, where they are in the league. Okay, this is a cup game, Shebahn.
Yeah.
But there's bragging rights up for stake.
True. All the updates coming up from the Old Firm today in the Cup up the road in Scotland here on talkSPORT from 1 o'clock on Game Day Live. It's time now for this.
Win a VIP trip to the British Grand Prix on talkSPORT.
So George Russell won the Australian Grand Prix overnight. Off he goes with the checkered flag and on to the next. But F1 fans, you might like the sound of this. The British Grand Prix coming up on Sunday the 5th of July. We are giving you the chance to be there with full racing green trackside experience. Never mind the general admission. You're going to be in the grandstand, inner track access, watching the drivers come out into the paddock. Outstanding stuff. The whole day is sorted. Delicious food, lovely drinks, open bar, and much more. It's the ultimate British Grand Prix experience, all thanks to ours. Here's how you can enter. Text the word WIN to 83338. Text are £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call this number 0343 418 7260. If you call that number, you can enter that way if you'd rather. That's 0343 418 7260. Lines close on the 20th March at 4 o'clock, and then you'll need to answer your phone that day if it rings. Do not have us on silent on the 20th of March at 4 o'clock. 18 plus, UK residents only. It's a network promotion. Full terms and conditions on the website talksport.com. So text the word WIN to 83338 now. Get your summer sorted, all thanks to us. Stick with us. On the way next, we're going to get the latest odds with Coral, and we'll be joined shortly by an Arsenal and Lioness legend. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Good morning.
Let's go to Lauren, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Lauren?
Lauren? Oh, hi, Jamie. Sorry, it's actually Laura, the Arsenal fan.
All right, Laura.
Hi, how are you, boys?
Yeah, we're good. How are you? You feeling good?
Up the Chelsea. Oh, I'm feeling great. I've just come fresh off the back of presenting the Arsenal game on TNT and just, to be honest, really enjoyed it, Jay.
Oh, it's Woodsy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Jamie!
Woodsy, you've done it.
What's happening?
Woodsy, why is it taking you so long to phone us up?
Do you know what? I've been revelling in a brilliant season and I've just been enjoying myself.
You know what? It's bad if Woodsy's phoning us up. It's bad.
About you,
Hold on.
boys.
Where have you been when you've been bottling it, Woodsy? What's happened? All of a sudden you go 7 points clear and you phone us.
Jamie, I had to scroll down my phone. It took about 5 minutes to find you on the table.
Oh, Woodsy, it's a
scrolling.
Spurs ain't even played, and it's the worst night for us ever. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't even want to answer questions. I just want to ask you how you're feeling.
I'm feeling.
Woodsy, take the floor.
Woodsy.
I'll sit back and enjoy it. All right, take the
Woodsy,
floor.
I feel sick. I feel sick as a dog right now. Honestly.
How awful is it? How bad on a scale of like 1 to Spurs is it right now?
I can't believe I'm getting stick off Woodsy.
Woodsy, can I ask you,
talkSPORT.
Woodsy, can I ask you a question? Woodsy, do you want Spurs to get relegated?
If I had a choice of which one, is that what you're asking me?
Woodsy, answer whatever way you want, right? Do you want Spurs to get
No.
relegated?
No, I absolutely don't want Spurs to get relegated because I want to enjoy more North London derby pummeling for years to come. For years to come.
Very good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn and every woman's favourite, Tony Cascarino.
I doubt it.
Well, your 3 wives might be the other one. Well, you've not got 3 currently, but you know.
You make it sound like I've had 15.
King Henry VIII over there. How many do you have?
6.
All right. Are you catching up?
Yeah.
Getting there. Still time. Joking.
No, never again.
Shout out to Jo, a strong woman. Looking after our Tony Cascarino. Happy International Women's Day to you. So many of you getting in touch in the text. Lots of you looking for this song this morning. Fills up the dance floor, am I right? Good morning to Nick, out and about on the roads today. Good morning to Ashley. Hi to Mick from Grimsby. Lots of you sending some lovely messages today and enjoying the tunes on International Women's Day. We were talking about Cass earlier on. He's always been surrounded by women. From his first job in hairdressing to where you work now at talkSPORT, from all the years working
at times,
print as well. He loves to be around the gals, that's for sure. By the way,
do you remember have you ever heard of Zaza Gabor?
Yeah, she had. How many husbands did she have?
What, including her own?
That was her line.
Yeah, it's her line.
That's
Actually, got asked that on Parkinson. It literally says, like, he says to her, "How many husbands have you had?" And she says, "Well, including my own."
Brilliant.
It's one great funny line.
That is brilliant. Yeah, shout out to all of you on International Women's Day. Myself and Emily Ward, our weekend editor, Angelina Kelly, massive Man United fan, broadcaster here at talkSPORT, and Adrian Durham, the voice of live football here, all sat down and had a roundtable discussion for International Women's Day. Don't worry, it's not a pity party. Don't worry about it. It's all about give to gain, because that's the theme this year. So we were giving our advice to those of you, men and women, looking to get into the industry. It's a really good conversation, actually, and it's getting lovely feedback. So thank you. You can find it on the YouTube channel or on the website at talksport.com. And it's time now to get the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
And we have the monitor of Simon Clare singing along to Shaka Khan. Simon, good morning.
I was singing along. What a great tune that was. Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Simon, I've got to go straight to the Cup, because all the favourites really won yesterday, didn't they? So it sort of didn't change much, even though it looked like there was going to be an upset along the way yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the Wrexham-Chelsea game particularly was brilliant. Obviously, Mansfield-Arsenal was a good game. But when you actually stood back, the four big teams all got through. Arsenal, currently favourites, 9-4 for the Cup. City 7-2, 4-1 Liverpool, and 9-2 Chelsea. So they're all through. And really, it's a case now seeing, can there be any romance today with maybe Port Vale and then we'll see the draw. I think the draw's later tonight, isn't it? We'll find out how those.
I thought it was tomorrow.
Oh no, you may well be right tomorrow night. See, Cass, you're more on it than me. I'm
well, I might be wrong, but I thought it was
blind leading the blind. But look, I mean, so I think that's the way that the Cup sets up. Port Vale, Sunderland. Probably the game you'd look at for maybe is there going to be something romantic. I mean, they're 10 points adrift or something at the bottom of League One. They're 11-2 at home today. It's 3-1 the draw. Sunderland having such a good season. Safe. They can concentrate on the Cup. 1-2 away from home. And again, Cass, Shebahn, do you think it's going to be sad? The harsh realities Premier League team get through here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just feels like even, like we saw yesterday with City's second string. And, Arsenal made a good number of changes as well. Yeah. These clubs can make so many changes and still put one hell of a team out to get through.
Yeah, I thought about the Mansfield. The old days of playing FA Cup football against lower league opposition. You turn up with these pitches and they literally would be like a quagmire and it'd be a leveller. But actually, the quality of pitches has improved. Yeah. So the Premier League size, I thought it was a lovely pitch at Mansfield, wasn't it? I don't know what I was expecting. I'll probably get ruined now by Mansfield Town fans. But I think that's another factor. Actually, there's those obstacles aren't the same as they used to be when you watch the old Match of the Days. But yeah, I think Sunderland too strong. Fulham are 2s on. To beat Southampton at home. Southampton, going for the playoffs, that's probably their priority, isn't it, realistically?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Southampton have been on a phenomenal, I can't even say it.
Get your teeth back in.
Yeah,
a really good run.
Yeah, a decent run. Yeah, they've been going well. Fulham, likewise, got beat by West Ham last weekend. So I still think Fulham will have enough.
Yeah.
And actually, Simon, we were talking about some managers maybe not prioritising the Cup, just looking at those clips there of Pep last night in the game, ripping his jacket off, losing his marbles, wasn't he? You can't say Pep doesn't care about the Cup.
Oh my God, no! And I mean, I would say we've seen so much in Newcastle City that actually almost on the pitch, you sort of felt they weren't sure which, it's like sort of Groundhog Day. But actually, after the game, he's just a compelling watch. You literally just need Pep Cam, don't you? You know, they need to have player cam, just Pep Cam. Albeit the bit where he spits is always a bit disgusting.
The spit's the bit where I'm like, you're giving me the ick now.
Yeah.
Enough of that.
Stop that. Exactly.
Simon, he does make me laugh. On Friday, he was complaining and saying, look, with the Champions League games coming up and, Premier League are not really helping or, just calling them out, and then selects a whole team, apart from one, that they're not playing anyway.
Oh, yes, exactly. So, exactly. If anything, it actually does them a favour to have extra fixtures to give some of these players game time. But no, it's look, we expect more of the same. And Leeds are 2s on to beat Norwich, who are struggling down. Well, listen, they're in just they're sort of down the relegation zone of the Championship, so it's hard to see any other than a Leeds. So we're probably going to end up with we've obviously got Monday night's game. We could end up with all Premier League teams in the last 8.
There you go. Quick look at the cricket, the racing, and then of course the Old Firm today, please, Simon.
Yeah, well, let's prioritise the Old Firm game first. Rangers are favourites, 11-10. The draw 5-2. Celtic are 2-1. I mean, that's home advantage. We've got St Mirren, obviously, Partick Thistle, St Mirren 10-11 favourites there. But weirdly, and I don't quite know how to explain this, Celtic are the favourites to win the cup at 7-4, and Rangers are 15-8 second favourites. I mean, they're literally like more or less the same price. So I don't quite know how Celtic are favourites to win the cup when they're actually second favourites today. Let's not focus too much on that particular anomaly. India are heavy favourites to win the T20 against New Zealand. I mean, home advantage is huge there. And a quick shout out about the Cheltenham Festival. It's just over it's 2 days away now. We're on the eve. And Lossie Mouth is definitely going to run in the Champion Hurdle. That's the big news this morning. She's a very popular grey. She's won at the Cheltenham Festival last year, but they've decided to roll the dice and go for the big race on Tuesday, not the Mayor's Hurdle. That's great news for the sport. And everything's gearing up. So Lossie Mouth's going to be there on Tuesday. We think Anna Brazil's going to be on Tuesday. You're definitely going to be there on Wednesday, Shebahn. Cass, are you coming at all?
Not at the moment, Simon.
We're trying to
Champions League football this week.
Well, more important.
Boring. Listen, have you played Project Cheltenham yet?
Yes. What the little
fun,
game? It's absolutely unbelievable. I was saying on the breakfast show, actually, I love all those stories because I've been around so long. I feel like I've lived through them all. I mean, half of them have actually happened with me around. But the Crab story, I just want to say for the record, they played fast and loose the rules. That was actually one of his non-appearances at Ascot when he had a little bit of a crab. Some chef came in at the morning at 7 in the morning, had a little bit of a crab thing, and the following morning claimed it was the crab he'd had 24 hours earlier that stopped him. Not the whole afternoon he spent in the coral box enjoying.
Never that.
But anyway, Anna Brazil, the stories are legendary. That game has just brought it to the modern audience.
Absolutely. Listen, Simon, can't wait to see you next week. Look after yourself. Take care till then, okay?
Take care. Bye.
Cheers,
All the best. Project Cheltenham, by the way, it's a game about Alan Brazil. It's on the website, talksport.com. You can scan the QR code and play it on your phone. It's good crack. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+, begambleaware.org. And please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral's Rewards Shaker. Make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding with 100,000 free bets to be won every day. 18+ online. Max 1 reward per player per day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
You are listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT, and Arsenal legend is with us next.
You're going to see me fight with a lot of passion and ferocity. I think when you're boxing a taller guy who's okay with sneaking a little split decision win or whatever else, you have to go and get him. So I'm looking forward to putting it on the line.
He knows you, you know him. There's a fair bit of mutual respect, is there, Tony?
Definitely. He's a tough fighter. He's someone who never ducked, so I respect that.
I mean, have you had history together before, as in sparring together? I know you were in the Rio
We never
Olympics.
spar. We never spar together. We went to the same Olympic Games, but we never spar. He was to the cruiserweight. He wasn't a cruiserweight.
Yeah. He picked up the bronze medal. You got the gold medal that year. Yeah. So it's an interesting time, and an interesting clash. Did you ever think you was going to fight him?
I mean, when he went up to the heavyweight, of course, I was like, okay, maybe I can fight him, and especially because he's in the top 10, so that's a good opportunity.
How important is it getting home advantage as well? Because we was over at the Paris Olympics. You come up and done a piece for us for talkSPORT, actually, which was great. You brought your gold medal. I was hoping to see that today, by the way. But but you brought your gold medal, and it was fantastic. But they love you over there. You were sitting with the president at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's really great for me to have the opportunity to fight in Paris. I know Frank and George Warren been telling me that they want to build something great in France too. So yeah, let's do it. I'm really, really happy about the fact that I'm going to fight in front of my public.
I mean, winning a gold medal. What has the transition been like, Tony, going from Olympic gold medalist to professional fighter?
It's really tough. It's really tough because it's not the same style of boxing. Tune.
Is it Beyonce on her own, or is it?
That is solo Beyonce.
Yeah, on her own.
But she had the two backing dancers, doing that whole.
Yeah. I remember the video. Yeah.
And you should have put a ring on it. You didn't have a problem doing that, did you, Kaz? That's out of order. I need to stop wife shooting.
You let me ease off on me.
I know, it's not there. Listen, third time's a charm. Good morning, Joe. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Marseille striker Tony Cascarino is here. It's International Women's Day, so we're just belting out some great tunes by some great women. Here's what else is coming up for you on talkSPORT today. Following us at 9 o'clock, the Sunday edition, Henry Winter alongside Sean Custis. Always a great show. Then at 11 o'clock, the warm-up with Max Rushton and Barry Glendenning. I'm sorry, stop side eyeing me.
I need to ask you a quick question.
All right, okay. talkSPORT 2 this afternoon at 12 o'clock. Fulham take on Southampton in the FA Cup fifth round. Then 1:30, a cracking look for the FA Cup tie. Port Vale face Sunderland live on talkSPORT And then the final cup tie of the day, Leeds Norwich at Elland Road, kick off at 4:30 live here on talkSPORT. And then after the full-time whistles go, you can call talkSPORT the final word. Majestic and Alan Pardew taking all of your calls, and then the Trans Euro Express at 9 o'clock. Download the talkSPORT app, stay across it all, take us anywhere with you for your Sunday afternoon, and you can watch us on your smart TV as well. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. Go on then, what are you going to ask me?
Right, okay. So, behind every great man, there's a great woman.
Right.
Yeah? Fair?
So, well, so they say.
Yeah. So, what's behind a terrible man?
A terrible woman, I would imagine.
Just a question.
He makes himself laugh. Yesterday I came into the studio and Amelia Beltrow, our newsreader, was here.
Yeah.
And she had a face, like she had a face on her, right? And then I looked at him and he was giving it. And I said, what did you say to Amelia? And he went, oh, I told her it gets me down. And she said, what gets you down? And he said, parachute. I thought, no wonder. She's probably thinking, what time am I walking off?
Amelia looked at me with complete discontent. It was like, wow.
Brilliant.
And I sort of thought, oh, you know.
You are the king of the dad jokes. You trump my dad on dad jokes, and he was good at them as well. Speaking of dad jokes, Alan Brazil with you from Cheltenham all next week on talkSPORT. Day one underway tomorrow. talkSPORT are there, Alan Brazil on the breakfast show, and then H&J, and then the action gets underway on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Right, we've been chatting about International Women's Day all day, probably a lot of days in a lot of houses up and down the country and across the world, but something very special is happening today for former England Lioness Kelly Smith, an Arsenal legend. They're going to unveil a 36 square metre mural in honour of her at the Harlequin Shopping Centre in Watford today. The stand is a permanent tribute to her achievements and her services to football, which have been absolutely incredible. The unveiling will take place today at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And pleased to say, the woman of the moment is with us now, Arsenal and England Lioness legend Kelly Smith. Good morning, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good to have you with us this morning. This is a lovely moment for you. Are you feeling proud, or are you always seem like you don't like to take a lot of the limelight, Kelly?
No, it's a super special moment for me and my family. It feels a bit surreal, really, to see my today at 1 o'clock, like you said, to see my face mural be revealed. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know really what to expect, but it should be a bit of a surprise, but hopefully it's taken some wrinkles out on the wall.
It's funny, isn't it? I know, you always feel awkward, don't you, when you see something of yourself and you think, it's a tough one. You try and be very humble, don't we?
You do, yeah. And you remember Ronaldo's statue being revealed a few years ago and it looked nothing like him. I hope I don't have a similar experience this afternoon. But no, the guys at Merwells, they do such great, creative, fantastic, lifelike walls. So I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Yeah, no, it's a very special moment for you. Listen, I was saying to the troops in this morning, Kelly, in the office, that when you go back to your day in football, the amount of people who talk about the player that you were, the style player, the character, the way you led the team, the way you banged in the goals. I mean, you're a proper legend of women's football, and International Women's Day, I think it's right that we have you here on the show for everything that you've done for the sport.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. As a young girl growing up, I just wanted to be a professional footballer. And the game was not what it's like now. We had to fight, knock down many barriers. For England, I wasn't playing in front of sold-out crowds like they are at the Lionesses now. So to see the game come full circle and me play a small part in helping that growth and development, I'm very proud of that. My generation had to fight for a lot, and the generations before me even more so. So it's so pleasing to see now there's pathways for girls to play football. It's more normalised and visible now for everybody to watch women's football, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's been a massive rise, a very quick one. And like you say, you were the pioneers, your group, but that's happened in, men's football as well, where, difference of, the 60s and the pay rises and what the changes in football, that everyone benefits and everyone gets an opportunity. That's what it's about, Kelly.
Exactly, yeah, and we're reaping the benefits now. So the Lionesses winning back-to-back Euros has really put a spotlight on women's football. Arsenal, I'm back coaching with the strikers at Arsenal, and, winning the Champions League last year was super special for the club. So it just seems like we're just doing really good things in women's football at the minute, and there's more eyes on us now, and we're certainly reaping the benefits of that.
Do you wish you were playing in this era with the change of women's football now? Do you wish it was happening to you?
I mean, you should never really. I've had my career. I was born at that time. I felt like put on this earth to play football. But it would be nice to experience what the players get now, all the media attention, the fans. The level of the game has obviously got up because they're fully professional now. So yeah, I would like to dip in and have a go in this era, but I'm still pleased to have, like I said before, just be on the grass coaching top elite players at Arsenal.
Let's talk Arsenal yesterday, Kelly, at Mansfield. Got a victory done, and, it keeps continuing, keep winning games, still in every competition, and we're now into, coming up to mid-March.
Yeah, it was a good game. I watched it. Bit of a dodgy pitch, which is what you love to see in the FA Cup, how Arsenal deal with that. Mansfield was certainly had their chances early on in the game, but I'm just pleased that obviously Arsenal got the 2 goals to get them into the next round. And like you said, they're in all competitions. Yeah. It's the business end of the season. 7 points clear. Can they win the league this year? That's what everyone's wanting them to do, especially as an Arsenal fan. It's been so long. And they're winning ugly. And I know a lot of people are talking about how they're not playing good, attractive football. As fans, we don't care. We just want to, no one will remember that. So if they can win the league, then that's the names on the trophy.
Yeah. What did you make? 2 16-year-olds making an appearance yesterday in the FA Cup. That must, for all Arsenal fans, it's a great thing to see youngsters coming through that are, we all hear the song all the time, one of our own, and 2 players, and especially Dalman, who clearly shows that, boy, he's got some talent. That takes nothing away from the other lad, Marley. So tell us what you thought of that.
Yeah, it's great that Arteta's got these players at his disposal. So young, he's integrating them when he can, giving them opportunities. And certainly I've seen Max Downham at the training ground training. He is a talent. He's only, like you said, he's only 16 and he's playing way beyond his years now. And the way he moves with the ball is left-footed. He can play on the wing. He can make things happen on the wing. He can play central. He's got that through-ball pass. He's just so good with the ball at his feet and so smart with his brain for such a young kid. It's really a pleasure to watch him play and train. So there's so many more years ahead of him that we get to see him develop and grow as an Arsenal player.
Do you know what I take my hat off to as well with Arsenal as a club? They really seem like one club with the men and the women, and they have been like that for a long time. I know there's still a long way to go, and not everybody, because of money and finances, can be like Arsenal. But it does feel like one big collective group. Is that one of the reasons that you enjoy working there now, Kelly?
Yeah, absolutely. They've, got this one club mentality where, the players, the men's and women's players actually mix in the gym. You see them talking on a daily basis. They're very well respected as a club. And yeah, we are integrated as much as we can be. They show support for us on a daily basis. And that's the way, in my opinion, it should be. And I think more clubs need to lean on that and look at that and go down that route.
Good for you, Kelly. Listen, thanks so much for your time. In terms of the women, like you say, you're working with the Strikers, won the Champions League last season. I sat crying my eyes out watching that moment. It was magical. What's on the agenda this time? Because it's been a tough league campaign once again.
Yeah, it has been tough in the league. We've dropped points, got too many draws, which we've need to address and have been addressing. But we're still in the Champions League. We're still in the FA Cup. We've got to push as high up as possible to finish for Champions League football if we don't win it this year. So there's still a lot to fight for. It's a tough block of games coming up. Chelsea in the quarterfinals, back-to-back. So yeah, we're back in on Tuesday, obviously after the international break. So we'll regroup and go again for the last push of the season.
Good. Well, Kelly, listen, work on your poker face for the unveiling today of the mural in Watford. That'll be a brilliant moment. Looking forward to seeing all those pictures. Kelly Smith, Arsenal and Lioness legend. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day.
And happy International Women's Day. If you're about Watford today at the Harlequin Centre, there's going to be this mural unveiled of Kelly Smith, which is just wonderful for International Women's Day. Can I just say on the Lionesses as well, just as an angry, bitter Scotswoman with Irish roots, what they did changed everything here.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely everything. And and not just the fact that they won, but how they all conduct themselves. The staff, Serena Wiegman, to their social media team, to absolutely every part of the way the Lionesses function, has changed everything for women's football here, and it's affected, you know, people who work in the industry as well. It's changed so much, and yeah, without the Lionesses, I actually don't think even I'd be sitting here.
Well, that's why there's so many fans go to games, you know, especially internationally. They get huge crowds, and they're pushing the sport, and it's been driving forward. It's been literally, it feels like it's been, you know, foot on the pedal for a long time, and keeping it there, because there's one thing, you know, if you go back in sport, sometimes there's periods you have, like soccer when it went to America in the 70s, took all the big names and they tried to push, and it gradually faded away. But you've got to keep it. You've got to keep that foot to the pedal on all fronts.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you have home tournaments, right, it's easier for all eyes to be on it, and then they won. So they did the job.
Well,
they had to do.
2012 Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, all the people involved, it was their moment, and the benefits were all there. But, you know, that can change with it. People forget quite quickly.
Yeah. And we've got the 2030 tournament in this country as well again. I just think, wait, it's going to be then. It's crazy. So happy International Women's Day. We've been celebrating it all day. Listen, if you want to get into the industry, if that's something maybe your daughter's looking at or your wee boy's looking at, jump onto our website, talksport.com, or on the YouTube channel. We've got a round table there with myself, Angelina Kelly, Manchester United fan and broadcaster at talkSPORT, Adrian Durham, the voice of live football. We've got those from behind the scenes as well, Emily Ward, our weekend editor, Maya on the vision mixing on the desk, with Becky. We had Lucy in the studio as well, doing a lot of our monitor work. A full good team there working behind the scenes, everybody offering their opinion of how you can get into sports broadcast and media in general for International Women's Day, for the Give to Gain campaign. If you're interested, go take a watch. And by the way, on International Women's Day, thank you to all the men who are good to the women as well. We do appreciate you. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. Coming up next, we'll speak to an Norwich fan who you might see pop up on a Saturday from time to time.
Today, can you beat the You went to win. Hello, beating the Europa League champions. Honestly, the Europa League champions. The Europa League champions. Beyonce, chicken, 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 chicken. Can you beat chicken? You went to win. Hello, beat the big cockerel. Honestly, the big cockerel. Saves it by the stadium. There's that signing. Where is he? Can you beat that signing? You went to win. Hello, beat the Morgan Gibbs White signing. What happened to that one? Where's he gone? Can you beat Morgan Gibbs White? You went to win. Hello, beat the Williams signing. Big Edge. Big Edge. Do me a favour. Can you beat Big Edge? You went to win. Hello, beat Big Edge. AJ Tracy. Seven Sisters train station. Adele. 3-point lane. There is to do. Shebahn Aherne. You went to win. Hello, beating. Chicken. Adele. Chicken. Adele. Chicken.
All right.
Chicken. Adele. You went to win. Hello, beating.
Crestfallen.
Adele.
I'm crestfallen.
Chicken. Adele.
Hello.
Chicken. Adele.
Hello.
Chicken. Adele.
Hello.
Chicken. Adele.
Hello.
Chicken.
All right.
Adele.
Come on.
Adele.
Spurs.
Hello.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? It's the worst Tottenham side I've ever seen in the Premier League. It's the worst team I've ever seen ever.
This Sam Stevens.
Yeah.
Say Space Ghetto in an American accent.
Spice Ghetto.
Space Ghetto.
Oh, Space Ghetto. Space Ghetto. Is that
Sounds like Space Ghetto?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Space Ghetto.
You're too good at that. Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne. And what spice would you be?
Well, obviously sporty.
You'd be sporty spice. Sporty and a little bit sassy.
Wouldn't be posh.
Spice. Yeah. Former Villa striker Tony Cascarino is here. Happy International Women's Day. Some of your headlines. Lionel Messi is one strike away from reaching 900 career goals. Wow. After scoring for Inter Miami against DC United yesterday. He'll go far, that guy.
Wow.
He'll get a career out of football. George Russell took a comfortable victory in the Australian Grand Prix at the start of a new era of Formula One after a brief early scrap with Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. And Fulham are looking to make the last eight of the FA Cup for the third time in 4 seasons. They hosted Championship side Southampton this afternoon, and head coach Tonda Eckhart gave his say on the clash at the Cottage.
Well, we have obviously looked at what Marco Silva and Fulham has done over the last years, and normally if they played against teams that are a league below, they've made quite a few changes. They've also been carrying a couple of injuries, so we'll see what they bring back to the team. But I'm very sure that they will be a very competitive side and have some quality on the pitch, and that goes well for us.
talkSPORT 2, 12 o'clock this afternoon for that one. All the updates also on Game Day Live here on talkSPORT for FA Cup 5th round action. We've also got Port Vale hosting Sunderland, and Norwich travel to Ellen Road to take on Leeds. Here to discuss this one with us is Soccer Saturday presenter and Norwich fan Simon Thomas. Good to have you with us, Simon. Good morning.
Hi, Simon.
Shebahn Tony, good morning. How are we?
Yeah,
we're
good. How are you?
I'm all right, actually. Not too bad. We've got a little sick 3-year-old in the house, but apart from that, I was kind of like Scary Spice when I walked in on her. She was having none of it, because when they're ill, they want their mum, not them.
Yeah. Simon, big game for Norwich today. What happened between sort of mid to late August until, I'd say, the same period in November, mid to late November, where Norwich couldn't buy a win, could they?
No, we were... Listen, I think Liam Manning is a good head coach. I don't think he's a rotten one, but I just think sometimes, Tony, you're just not the right fit. And I remember being told by Zoe Webber, who works at Norwich, on the day of the Championship playoff final. I was there working for the EFL, and she said, we're going to announce the new manager tomorrow. She wouldn't say who. She said, I think you're going to be really pleased. And actually, when it was Liam Manning, given what he'd done at Bristol City last season, taking them to the playoffs, I was pretty pleased. He's got Norfolk links as well, but it just didn't work in any way, shape or form. And we are, for the first half of the season, as you guys will know, we're staring League One in the face.
Yeah.
Unthinkable. And then he goes, and you're thinking, well, who comes in next? And then the announcement's made, Philippe Clement, or Big Phil, as we now call him. And you're thinking, well, okay, it didn't quite work out at Rangers, but his record is good with Bruges.
Monaco.
Yeah, he's a good manager. And he's come in and he's shaken things up. I heard something very interesting. One of the things I noticed, and I wasn't the only one to notice this in the first half of the season, is how badly we would tail off in the second half. And often on a Soccer Saturday, if we had a 12:30 kickoff for Norwich, I'm trying to concentrate on the job, but every ad break, I'd stand in front of the big monitor and have a look at what was going on. And our stats guy, Trev, who's an absolute genius, if we were leading at half-time, he'd say, oh, it's looking good, Si. I'd say, Trev, wait for the second half. And as sure as night followed day, we'd tail off. And what I heard when Philippe Clement first took over, he'd had a good look at the players from afar. his biggest concern was fitness. You know this, Tony. The building block on which you build your season has to be first and foremost fitness, and then the rest follows. He put them through a bleep test, the first thing he did at the club, and he was shocked at how below par they were fitness-wise. I think between him arriving and sort of early January, so over the Christmas period, he gave them 2 days off. He told them, you're only going to get 2 days off. I need to work you hard. And now we are since 2026 began with a form side in the Championship. It's come too late, I think, for the players. But we're 10 points clear of the drop zone. That was unthinkable when he arrived. He's been magnificent.
So confidence today, then?
Well, a little bit, Shebahn. I mean, I'm trying not. My nephew Thomas is currently with my sister on his way to Carrow Road to get on the bus to head up to Ellen Road. The last time he did that was the playoffs, and we were hammered 4-0 at Ellen Road. We don't have a great recent record against Leeds, but what gives me hope is not just the form we're in. I think if we were playing Leeds United a couple of weeks ago, I think this is perhaps a different game. Listen, I might be clutching at straws here, but over the last 4 games, they haven't won in the Premier League. We've talked a lot about the turnaround since that City half-time when they still lost the game. But after that, became a much more difficult team to beat. But no wins in their last 4. They've lost their last couple. And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, they've been dragged back into the relegation battle. They've got Palace away, I think, next Sunday. So they've got a good gap. But it's 3 points now between them and the bottom 3. So I just wonder, again, clutching at straws, whether their mind, their priorities are now on something different to perhaps what it might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago. So who knows? I'm not going, but I think my nephew will be going with hope.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a great supported club, Norwich. You know, always 26,000+ there, week in, week out. Through bad and good times, they're there, and I'm sure they'll have an amazing following. It'll be a really good game today. I mean, I watched Josh Sargent, who you'd know better than me, Simon. I watched him a few times. You always think he's going to go up the ladder, and then suddenly all this happened with him leaving and just wanted to leave the football club. And I remember thinking, what is going on at Norwich for this to turn so? You know.
Well, we've had a couple of bad departures because we had Johnny Rowe a couple of seasons ago. He threw his toys out the pram at the start of the season, then headed off, and he'd only had one really good season with us and looked a real prospect. And it's such a shame with Josh Sargent. Listen, I get it. World Cup year, he's looking at the situation in the lead up to Christmas and thinking it's not going to do my World Cup chances a great amount of good when I'm with a team who at the moment are heading towards League One. So I do get it. But what I liked about Clement is the way he dealt with this. He drew a line very quickly in the sand. He is a no-nonsense manager. I love that. People might say old school and all that. I like the fact he's a disciplinarian. But I've seen him up close a couple of weeks ago. I was at the amazing win against Coventry, and just watching him from above and the way he gets his arm, he's like a father figure at the club, but he doesn't stand for any nonsense. And although I'm massively disappointed because I like Josh Sargent a lot, terrific Championship player, not quite sure he's good enough for the Premier League to cut it on a week-in, week-out basis. But I'm glad that he drew a line in the sand. I'm just sad that a really good player for Norwich, particularly in the Championship, has left us all with a sour taste in our mouths.
Of course. Listen, Simon, good luck today. We'll be thinking of you. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. Up the Norwich.
Come on, the mighty Yellows.
Cheers, Simon.
Don't forget, you can listen to that on talkSPORT today. It's the Daniel Farker derby as well. That was Soccer Saturday presenter, Norwich fan Simon Thomas with us. Thank you so much for listening to Weekend Breakfast. Cass, I'll see you next week. Hopefully I'll see you at Cheltenham. Turn up. Come on, let's go out. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast, International Women's Day. Hope you have a good one. Coming up next, the Sunday edition with Sean Custis and Henry Winter. Have a great day. Bye-bye.